On time, which is of course 15 minutes late. Welcome to the Wileyverse, everybody, for another episode of the Cardinal Bond. Here at the Wileyverse, we play Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition in the Forgotten Realms universe. Specifically, this game is set in Baldur's Gate, where our intrepid adventurers are all a part of the Cardinal Bond mercenary company, trying to make their way in the city in the shadow of the Flaming Fist.
Your light's a little too warm.
Is it?
You're just coming out kind of pink.
And Scott Baio gave me pink eye.
That's a lot better. Yeah, that's perfect.
Alright. Everything good on all that?
I feel like our camera has moved back. Point it up a bit. I feel like we're so small.
You're so small. Well, it is back. It's not on the thing anymore. So
that's the most room Dayton's ever had. You can see his right shoulder.
Whoa!
I just don't like that. I don't like that the ring is getting in there.
I'm a whole person now.
Well, I mean, on screen.
So.
Well, I have a body at least.
That's true.
All right. Correct. So, our group has recently been hired to try to find a connection from a royal family in Baldur's Gate, one of the patriarchs, and the Cult of the Dead 3. Basically an evil cult worshipping one of the three evil gods. They had found evidence of a flesh golem in the basement of this noble's family. But they didn't take any evidence with them that would tie anything, and that's what their employer is now looking for. Something to concretely tie them, this family, to this cult worship, which can be used as blackmail. In the pursuit of that, they found, or were tracking down where the body parts for that flesh golem came from. And it seemed to come from an inn where the barkeep had a relationship with the Dead Three, where he would abduct people, essentially knock them unconscious with poison, and then put them down into the catacombs beneath his bar for the cultists to come pick up. Go through introductions, and then we'll do the recap of last session.
Why is that so tiny?
Our text is minuscule.
Yep. Is it over there? It is over there, okay.
Try the control ++.
Weird. This? There it is.
There it is. One more. There we go. Yeah, there we go. That's what we
Alright. Sorry, we had a different setup because we played on a Wileyverse Mitch last night. Alright. So joining me as always at the end there is Erovar, who is very dead.
He's changed his name.
He's dead.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. He was a swashbuckling rogue, half-elf, who's currently DED dead. Next is
skull and crossbones over me.
Well, you still have that on. If you look at the characters, it's got the dead pirate face. Next to him is Kaylin playing Laura Dove, a Eladrin from the Feywild, who is an astral soul monk, who's kind of gotten taken out of the Feywild and out of her homelands, brought into this crazy prime-material plane city of vice and cruelty. And trying to find her own way. And discover her inner self, which she now has the face of.
Okay, so is that the only difference between 5 and 6, or I couldn't tell?
The other thing you get at 6 is now even your regular punches are considered magical. So you're basically ignoring most resistances to damage completely, even with your arms, with your regular fists, your headbutts, all that jazz. So next to Galen is Dayton. He is playing Jordarai. He is also an Eladrin who came from the Feywild with Laura Dove. He is a Horizon Walker Ranger Horizon. It sounds like Walker, Texas Ranger. Horizon Walker, Texas Ranger. Who has kind of been the guide here, but is also just as out of place in Baldur's Gate and trying to, make some money, survive, maybe get the attention of Lord of. Maybe. I am Wiley. I am the GM. I am also running an NPC named Maeve, who is a cleric of the trickster god Time, or trickster domain of Timora. So, last session, they had discovered that bar where they were abducting people and putting them down in the catacombs for cultists to come pick up, and decided to set a trap. They put Lord of and Maeve down in the catacombs, chained up to make it look like they were sacrifices waiting. But they weren't... What they had seen before down there was a cultist comes up, takes the person in one way or another, and would leave with them down the corridors and hopefully would lead them to their hideout. That's what they thought would happen. But instead, two very, very deadly assassins greeted them and essentially just told them to run and make sport of the chase, which led to a lot of confusion. The plan didn't have that contingency for that kind of an event. So two of them ran, Maeve and Lord of. The two others came down, and then they separated, and the assassins proceeded to just carve them up, which ended with the untimely death of Erovar. But everyone else barely escaped, except for the coward Jordarai. He got out right away.
Coward? Come on now.
You didn't even go down to check on your lady.
In bird culture, that is considered a dick move.
So, we had ended the session with them gathering a larger force to go back down into the catacombs and see if they could find Erovar. And they did. He was flayed open with teardrops carved into his chest in a ring.
I mean, those were already there, but now you can see them.
And the assassin's nowhere to be found. So you guys have taken the body back up into the Tankard Bell. They've wrapped him up for you, and if you want, you can take him back to the Fated Sign, or you can leave him here. They could leave him in the pantry, but they don't really want to keep him.
Can we put him in the freezer?
They don't have freezers.
Also, we're not sponsored by White Claw, the hard seltzer of choice with a hint of fruit flavor, but we're available.
Did you bring in my drink?
That's mine.
I gave it to you.
It's in my
You
room.
took it all.
All right, so
I'm dead anyway.
so yeah, what is your?
Also, are you and I really just this much paler than everyone else, or what's happening?
It's
I
just
think we're pretty pale.
It's
honestly.
also. Well, no,
I mean, I
that's
don't
pretty
disagree that.
Then now I
I'm
just look pale with a red face.
But like Mitch is darker.
You guys are just
he's
pale.
darker.
I think we're just pale.
You're just pale, bro.
Are you upset about your complexion?
I mean, Dayton is.
I mean, I know he should be upset about his complexion. You're like, I'm so glad I take some Wednesday nights off to come do this with everybody.
And that's a little warmer. Warmer.
It was fine though.
Yeah,
Wait,
but
but
I was just. It's gotta be because of the lighting, but I'm
Yeah.
just like.
Is that better?
no. Definitely
You
not.
want
No,
the?
it looks sunburned.
I was going to say it's because of the aspect ratio, like the angle. Because I'm super pink and you're bright white.
Looks better.
There. For some reason, these camera settings like will not stay, and it always wants to go back to auto focusing, auto balance, auto white balance, auto exposure, all that stuff. Like you can see it with my camera darkens and lightens. I don't know why. So, what is your plan with the body?
Well,
I'm gonna take it back to the Fated Side.
no, we should probably take him. What Can we put them in the freezer?
There's no.
I was
There is no
not-
freezer.
We don't have like a walk-in. It's a restaurant bar.
What is our actual
It's-
situation right now?
There's no electricity here.
Are we just
You
out
could probably
of
bury
the?
me. That would probably.
You're in the
precipitate
pantry
us.
I don't want to bury you.
that, stairs go down to the catacombs.
Like we're
You
we're
guys
just
really
outside that
rolled the
door,
bury me.
basically
We're-
I
with
think we're gonna try to revive you.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Tamal
if
and
you're-
guards.
Tamal,
Body-
Sinocinda,
bury me for a
the two
while.
hangmen. Yeah.
Okay.
We should probably take him with us and rest, and then head to the Brother Hodges in the morrow. Do you agree or not?
Maeve agrees.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go back and we'll probably all sleep in the same room tonight.
I don't know if we need to explain anything to Senor Senda or anything, but
You did explain the entire
Okay, we
situation,
kinda did
like
that
because while you
last
were
session.
while you were up waiting, you told all of them everything.
I was up.
Should we all sleep?
Chillin'.
Should we all sleep in the same room with the dead body? Leave the dead body in its own room, or do you want to sleep in the room with the dead body?
I think we should all be in the same room tonight.
Right. That is fine.
Yeah, sure you're okay with that?
I don't really want to sleep with Mitch's dead or Erevar's dead body, or Mitch's dead body.
Thanks for the clarification. I mean, I'd seen the mention that, but I didn't know the air of ours. Part of me does want to email White Claw and be like, yeah, this game once a week, White Claws.
Like, what could it hurt?
But part of me doesn't want the cease and desist that guy got.
Yeah, right.
They're like, can you please stop drinking that on air? I'd be like, fuck you, we're going to Truly.
Mm,
You just put koozies over it.
highly doubt it would happen in the end. If we had to, we just koozie up.
Koozie up.
Gonna koozie up.
You guys were playing Risk at.
Casa Video.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was a speed trivia night too. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was actually kind of interested. Like, I'd be down to do that
Yeah, I would do something like that.
because amongst even just the four of us, we'd probably destroy.
Yeah.
I always
think
think
so.
like, I'm good at trivia, but it's like that Aqua Teen Hunger Force where Frylock keeps losing because they keep asking sports questions.
And see, Dayton gets all those right.
Those were the ones that I was like, got it.
You're our sports ringer.
And there were some that were just like straight up like a math question. They like put up a
I fucking hate that. That's
55 plus 6 minus 16 plus something
that
else.
that's so.
What's the answer to this equation?
Yeah, that's not trivia. That's math.
Yeah.
Like I always
Yeah.
think that's shitty when they do this.
But then some of it was like, music, like, hey, this band had these hits in 2000 whatever, like,
Yeah.
who are they? And no one got it right.
What
And then
was the
stuff is movies like Orson,
I don't know who it is.
right?
Yeah.
So you are carrying the body back to Fated Sign. So three of you are, it's pretty easy to shoulder the body and walk through. And oddly or not oddly enough for Baldur's Gate, no one really gives you a second glance. The only second glance you do get is from one of the corpse cart people who's like, like, do you want to throw them on? Just
We're like,
just a couple silver.
Look, that's all it costs to give you an arrow bar.
Yeah, and they'd take you right to where you cleared out that carrion crawler. Like, that's where the corpse carts go. They deposit them in the sepulcher.
so here we go.
Back to the Fated Sign. So when you enter with a wrapped up body and no Erevar, everyone's like, what? Let's see if Britra is there.
He sexed too much last night.
She is there. And she's like, is that who I think it is?
Yep.
Yep.
Well, that's more paperwork for me.
Well, hold off on the paperwork for now, Bertra. We might have a few ideas.
I didn't know she was that kind of priest. Looking at Maeve. Like, no. Rise into a shambler. Little shambler Erovar. Murr.
Does... Oh, never mind. Nothing. I was gonna say, does the Fated Sign have a freezer? No, wait.
No.
I'm sorry.
Nothing has a freezer.
Okay. Moving
It's a
on.
restaurant. That's the best response.
Where do they keep their produce?
Pantries. Well, they get it daily. From farms right outside the city.
So I say we put Erevar up in a room.
Mm-hmm.
Or we could just prop him up next to us and have a drink real quick.
Everyone has a drink. It's on the house.
That is.
We pour one out for the homie.
For the homie. Right into his lap. He's going to wake up with a wet crotch.
I mean, well, why would we pour it on his crotch?
Because he's sitting. Like, where are you going to put it? Over his head?
In his mouth.
I'm not gonna pour it on him. What's happening?
Well, speak for yourself.
Me too. I've been mostly dead all day and I wake up and my pants are wet. Damn it.
I mean, at this point, you've been dead long enough, you've probably shit yourself, so that's just facts.
That's all you guys.
So yeah, you sit and have a drink with Erovar.
Yeah.
It's on the house.
He would have
There's a round and a toast given to a fallen bondsman.
R.I.P.
Alright, then moving on from there.
He was a man.
He was.
Existed.
You guys start with inspiration for your journal entries.
Did it.
Already marked that shit.
And then heading upstairs, you're going to put him in a room and stay in that room, or are you going to put him in the other room? Not.
We'll all stay in the same room and we'll put him in the wardrobe.
Just hang.
Alright. Doing anything like cleaning up the body or
We already
rifling
did
his
that.
stuff?
We already did that. We did clean up the body, but we on it. Yeah, let's take all the shit.
Okay. You take all the shit. You get a... You have the bag of holding, don't you?
Yes.
Okay. So you got a bag of holding. It's got gold in it. It's got... he has his ring on, a magic ring that you got pretty far back there. He has that cloak, the cloak of the manta ray.
Don't you fucking dare sell that.
So
And that the bag of holding pretty much has everything else. He has that adamantine rapier.
Do I have the bag of holding? I don't think I do.
I thought someone had that, didn't they?
I think Jordarite has it if Maeve doesn't.
no, I have the special quiver is all I have.
If I have it, I didn't put it in my inventory. So if no one else has it, then yeah, I had it then, I guess.
Now I'm curious. Now I'm wondering if the bag of holding is something you got. Did I actually give you a bag of
I
holding?
don't think so.
Okay.
You
I think I, because you
a
guys
little bit.
have done really awesome things to kill my monsters and trivialize my encounters. But every time you did that, you sacrificed all your treasure.
I think
so-
that's what happened. You told me one of the characters that we killed had a bag of holding. That's right. No, I do not have
Okay,
that.
so no. But otherwise, you find all his stuff on him: his ring of evasion, his cloak of the manta ray, his adamantine rapier.
How much gold?
374 gold, 45,
Three is,
45 silver, and 7 copper.
Let's divvy that up.
We'll leave the copper.
To pay the ferryman. Okay, so you want to split that up, or you want
Yeah, let's split it up.
to, or just kind of leave it in a pool for right now?
No, let's split it up.
All right.
Am I supposed to subtract the stuff myself?
I'll take it off your character sheet unless you want to.
No, it's
Yeah.
okay. You do
So
it. I refreshed it. I thought you were doing it.
It would be 120.
Each.
125 if you round up. I don't know how to do the math exactly.
Uh,
What is the total you get for
pieces and
everybody?
stuff?
It comes to
So it's 370.
124.6666. So it leaves one over.
124.6666.
So 124 for both, and then 125 for one other person.
You can take the 5 since you're doing the math.
Oh, me? Thanks.
No. 124 gold and then 45 silver is
Split 3 ways
15 silver each. All right.
I leave a note on his body that says, "You got."
You got.
If it doesn't work, I have enough money to buy you a nice headstone.
So you can rest that evening. You can all do your long rests.
You're in the longest rest of your life.
Hey, dead is not a condition.
Oh, yeah.
Death.
It's okay to have checked reset maximum HP.
Mm-hmm. Because your maximum HP is determined by the app. We're not doing rolling for it.
Okay.
Which I think next campaign I'm going to go back to rolling. That's fun.
I did 2 successful saving throws for death, or just 1?
I think you did. Well, you went down like twice, so.
I think you just did 1
Yeah, I
success.
think so too.
On the last
I'm just
round.
leaving it there so I can see it, so I know that everyone can see me as dead. It says dead next to my name now.
Dead.
Dead.
The next morning arrives. Quite unexpected. No, it's totally expected. So you want to go see Brother Hodges down at the Shrine of Suffering? Or do you want to bring the body or not?
Well, if we do that, we should probably bring him, but are there any other ideas? Because my ideas don't really end well, as we've learned.
This is the one idea that didn't end well. You had other ideas that were just fine. And really, it wasn't your total fault that it didn't end well this time.
No, you pushed me to do it.
Just some decisions were made, and not just by you, that turned that fight really lethal.
I'm talking about when Erebar left, split the party in a third way.
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
Which he still blames me for.
I mean, I get to blame both of you because
He could've
either one
listened
of
to
you
me
could
and
have
stayed with
chosen.
me.
Either one of you could have chosen to be with the other, and you decided not to.
We can also use bait that wasn't our own party,
That person would have been dead.
like I said.
That's
But
evil as fuck.
not really.
Oh yeah, really.
Using people for bait.
For evil cultists that kill them.
Do you either of you have a better idea, or do you want to go with this plan of action?
This is fine. Like if we're trying to resurrect Erevar, like
Is
that's
that
our
the part of the
purpose.
plan you don't agree with? Is that the only part of the plan you don't agree with?
Resurrecting Erevar.
No, I'm okay with that. I don't know what else we'd be doing right now. That's gotta be our first.
Or maybe we continue on the mission without him.
That's weird. The zombie emoji is translated into zombie with male symbol.
Zombie man.
Alright, yeah, so I guess we're heading to... And we should bring the body, right? Like, because if he can do anything, like, we might as well have it.
Yeah,
Him right
probably
there.
needs a body there.
Okay.
Alright. So you head on the streets again. Again, no one really bats an eye that you're carrying a body through the streets. It's morning, it's busy, people are going to and fro. You head down to the Shrine of Suffering, which is busy as usual. It's the square with the shrine. It's a lot of the attendants are getting up for the morning and going to try to make whatever life they can. Brother Hodge is out there handing out soup and porridge with his attendants, his son and daughter. When he sees you approaching, he makes a little hand sign.
Wakanda forever.
It's because Elmater is
Who did
the bound.
this?
He does, yeah. It's the bounderists.
This is
So he's
sign
like,
language for sex.
He's like, yeah, get it, guys.
What kind of brother is this guy?
So yep,
Hopefully it's step brother.
he's like, he approaches you. Am I to fear the worst has happened?
The worst of the worst.
Well, I'm very sorry if you brought him here to be interred.
Can we speak with you privately?
Yes, please step into the shrine.
I just
As you step in the shrine, there's a couple other people there, but you can get a little corner to yourself.
Okay. Am I doing the talking?
So,
I mean, you're the one that's focused on resurrecting him.
Okay, so you're making it sound like you don't want to do it. Speak now or forever hold your peace.
I'm just saying, your character is the one that's been like really focused on like, hey, this priest owes us a favor. Like,
Well, that's my plan. You're here too.
yeah, it's fine.
Alright, what the fuck? Why are you even here if you're not gonna help make a decision? That's Lord up to you.
Yeah.
damn.
So I would say,
You want me to talk to him? I'll fucking talk to him.
I'll just be like, we were hoping we could bring him back.
Oh, well,
well, he's already here.
if the planes are willing and his soul is strong, I could try to call out to him, but I have that capability, though the means are a bit outside of my meager. How's he say? His meager coffers here. It requires a very specific item to bring someone back from the other side.
Well, what item is this?
Ooh, the French accent comes out again. It requires a very precisely cut diamond of considerable clarity.
Oh, fuck a dog.
I know of someone that
All of the
can.
French.
I know of someone who can provide you with such, but it won't be cheap. I have to.
Do you think 374 gold coin would cut it?
I would not think so.
Oh shit. Alright, yeah, bury him.
This is so. With that, like out of character, this is the real issue. Like,
Yeah, this is a real thing. I'm not making this up.
Expensive as hell. So, I do leave it to you.
Well, what would be the cost?
Well, to find out specifically, you should go to the jeweler and tell him you're coming for me and what the intended purpose is. You can find an enchanter who knows how to cut such diamonds and may even have one available at the Tacit Facet.
Shall we go do
Let's
this
go to the Tacit
before we make a decision?
What?
Oh, we got this example.
Hong Kong?
He's like, if you leave the body here in my care, I will begin preparations otherwise.
Okay, that sounds good. Alright, where's the Tacit Facet?
It tells you that it's in. Let me find that map. It's in Sea Tower, so kind of like all the way around the lower city, around towards where the Sea Tower is. So, like, pretty sure you guys are up here.
Are we in an Avengers movie right now?
Yeah, you're right. And it's
It's
down in here.
It's got snapped less.
So, it's a couple districts away.
Okay.
It's in one of like when it comes to the lower city, it's kind of one of the cleanest because the Sea Tower's right there and those Flaming Fist are right there. So it's a lot of catering to the mercenaries and a lot of illicit activity doesn't happen there because it's too close to the prying eyes of the cops, so to speak.
Okay. So we're going there?
All right.
Might as well.
So Maeve kind of like awkwardly starts like trying to start a conversation, trying to lead it to like, so what's the price on Erovar's life? Like what's too much?
374 gold, magic ring, and a cloak is what I'm willing to spend.
Ooh, look at her! Look at him!
That's alright. Boo.
You guys. I might throw in an extra 100.
What are you doing here not subscribe to the channel is what I want to know.
Nabicus.
He just moved. Things have been tentative for him.
Done moving.
I think
He's a
we're
moderator.
exactly where we're supposed to be.
Nope.
Oh, okay. It doesn't look like it, no. I'm not. And are you a follower? Does it show up a follower thing? Is that different?
No, because he just.
I mean, he's a
has
moderator.
Well, I would say the subscriber should show up as that first thing.
Or it have a W.
The W, yeah. Founder, 5-month subscriber.
No.
Not yet.
They're
and
trying
it's
to
still
decide
early.
They're trying to decide if paying for my life is worth it or not.
All right. So you head through the districts. Again, it's the hustle and the bustle. You're heading down around the docks. People coming and going. You actually run by Gronk again, if you remember him. Ogre Porter.
I do.
He waves to you. He remembers you from that one time passing through. And you make your way to the Sea Tower district. The Tacit Facet is in a row of buildings. It's a lot of buildings that are catering to selling, like, to the mercenaries, selling to the Flaming Fist. So there's a lot of like ale tap rooms and ale houses, and then some like clothing stores, more like rugged and tough, armories, weapon dealers, and then like squashed in between two of these stores in a kind of like a building that's not even wider than this room. Just one little door, and above it, it has a sign that has a diamond cut pattern on it, and it says the Tacit Facet around it.
Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Say we don't want to spend the money. Did you guys prepare something?
No, I did not. But that's fine. I mean, he can go home and sleep.
And if you guys don't want to do it right now, it's totally fine.
Yeah.
If you guys don't want to pay for it, I can make a new character. If you do pay for it, that's fine. Like I'm literally at your mercy, and I'm not going to take it bad one way or the other. So.
Alright.
And I have to work with it. So if you guys don't want to do it right now.
That is true. They are about to find out the cost of the diamond. All right. So you head in. It is a small little pathway, like, again, like this wide. There is a counter, and then behind the counter there's stairways up, and there's like a little like mezzanine, little half thing up there. You see shelving and there's shelving and like little kind of drawers and things of stuff up there. Down here there is nothing. There's nothing on the walls. There's no shelves. There's no product on display. Behind the counter, there's a couple shelves. All of them look like they have locks on them, and fairly intricate locks at that. And then there's a man who, like, is standing there like he was waiting for you, which is weird because, like, there's no one here, and it would be kind of weird. Did he know you were coming or not? But he is a drow elf. So black skin, amber eyes, white hair, clean cut. He's well dressed in kind of a fashion that is not found here, not even amongst the patriarchs. It's probably a little bit too sophisticated. He has some very nice rings on. He's got a chain necklace and a nice ringlet around his wrist, all of expert craftsmanship. Welcome. I'm Jivin Etch.
Givenetch.
Hey, Navicus with a 2-month subscription.
There you go. Indeed. Enchanter, jewelry smith, and gem cutter. How can I be of service to you today, my lady?
So I would tell him who sent us and what we were here for, basically.
Oh, I am sorry for your loss. He kind of stands up and walks over and starts talking about diamonds and exactly the type of cut it is, which is a cut you've never heard of and apparently really difficult to do. He goes back, produces a key, unlocks one of the drawers, pulls it open and reaches in and pulls out just a little black felt cloth bundle and closes that back up and comes back over and sets it down, folding it open gently. And it is a pretty damn big diamond, and it's cut where like every facet you look in reflects you back to yourself, like in 100 different facets. He says for the craftsmanship and size of a jewel like this, the standard price, taking off any additional cut I would take for jewelry's sake, as this is for something a little bit more serious, 500 gold.
Well, that's not terrible. Should I offer up his stuff, or should we just pay the difference?
You can certainly offer up stuff, I mean, if you want to.
What's that stuff that
The
offer?
magic ring and the cloak.
And you, like, this guy is an enchanter and jeweler, so he might be interested in that ring.
Which one did you care about more?
The
I'm
cloak.
dead. You can't pick anything.
I think it was a cloak that he cared about more.
So, what do you think?
Let's offer up the...
Ring?
Let's see what it would take for the ring and then how much that would decrease the price.
Okay.
So you present that, and Maeve explains what, what's her face? How did I lose that name? Arya had said it was. It's a ring of evasion. And he goes, oh, really? These are common, but not cheap. This would more than pay for this diamond.
Yeah, we straightened the ring and good to go.
Is there something else you would care for, possibly?
Like?
Well, let's see. He goes back, starts opening up some of the drawers, pulls out an assortment of things, and brings them back over to you.
Do we really need this ring and this cloak?
That's what, no, he says, do you really need that diamond? Like he's about to offer you a trade for my ring, other than the diamond.
With the diamond.
Yeah.
With the diamond. Oh.
That's what I'm saying.
It's worth more than the diamond.
He's about to give us the diamond plus something else
2 diamonds.
for this ring.
Yes.
Yeah, we should get 2 diamonds just in case Erebard does something stupid again and dies.
Sorry, it's the first stupid thing I've done, Mr. Stupid over there.
I'm sorry,
first.
aren't you supposed to be quiet because you're dead? Or
That was that's character or player knowledge, not character knowledge.
So he comes back and he presents a I knew how to pronounce this word and now I completely forgot it. Parapet?
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, parapet. He produces a different ring, another ring. And he produces a set of bracers that go on your wrists. And he'll explain each one. He says, I have an assortment of things that would cover the remainder of the cost. Judging by your appearances, you are men and women of action, it seems. So these are tailored to protective and offensive abilities, like these bracers here. They're specifically designed for archers to have your shots strike true. This parapet keeps you healthy and bolsters your ruggedness. This ring will allow you to leap and allow you to traverse vertical and horizontal ground. P-E-R-I-A-P-T.
That's not right then, because a parapet is like a wall or guarding thing. So you were describing it like that's not right.
Yeah, P-E-R-I-A-P-T.
P-E-R-I-A.
Yep, P-T. I always thought it was like parapet. That's what I thought it was. But I don't know.
It's periat.
Periot. There it is. A periot.
Yeah.
Just kind of like a of a brooch, right?
You were describing it, and I was like, that's not what a parapet is. I thought you were going to say like the rest of our stuff is up on the parapet, and I was like, no, that's not.
So one we could like walk up the side of a building.
Allows you to jump and leap great distances. So one allows you to move fast, like jump and leap. One makes you healthier and tougher, and one will make an archer better.
You want those?
Is he only offering one of these on top?
One of these on top.
We should definitely get those.
What does that mean? My strike true.
So, pretty much that's as best as he can describe it. He says, this will make your arrows strike true and, true and with force. Outside of that, it's bracers of archery. They'll give you +2 to damage rolls on all ranged attacks.
So that, or something that allows someone to jump, but
I mean, you already got some pretty agile folk. You can climb at a great speed.
Fairly agile as it is, and then the other one's what?
It like makes you healthier and tough. What?
So I'll do them.
I think you should get the bangles.
So
we take the diamond
Periapt
and the bracers.
Periapt is a periapt of wound closure. So if you have it, if you're dying, you automatically stabilize. You don't have to make death saving throws. And when you roll hit dice to regain hit points, you double the value of the number rolled. But that's like really for like short rests type thing. But the big thing about it is the fact that you automatically stabilize if you're dying.
So the bracers.
Bracers?
Yeah.
Alright. So you guys get the diamond and the bracers, and the ring of evasion is gone.
It's so you can come back to life, bud.
That's fine.
Okay?
I didn't say anything.
I saw your deep sigh over there.
It was more in my own death than anything else. GIF.
Are you adding this equipment to me?
No, I'm just kidding. I always say GIF.
I would say GIF.
Yeah, it's GIF.
Adding equipping, and tuning. Ugh. Your damage is insane.
It's graphic. First word is graphic, not graphic. If you want to get the semantics about pronunciation and digraphs, we can talk about that all night, but it's because some things have GIFs and things are GIF.
Periapt.
Periapt, yeah.
Periapt.
Periapt. Weird.
That's a good word. It's like lucre.
For money.
Yeah, it's like completely unused.
Everything hurts.
Okay.
Offhand attack.
So you've got the diamond.
Woot.
Woot. Don't eat it.
Don't get it stolen.
Right, that's a fancy
What?
thing. That's a fancy thing. It's extremely expensive.
Who's holding it and where are you putting it? You got a lot of districts to go through in Baldur's Gate with that thing in your pocket.
You put it up your butt.
Also, you don't know anything about the person you bought it from or anything like that. Like, he might have been like, got it, go get it back for me, that kind of thing.
Jordan's gonna put it up his butt.
Oh, I'm not.
Ooh, my ghost has inspiration.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you like that little buy inspiration with the channel points?
Why wouldn't
I think
you
it's
do
really
that?
I
cool.
think it's dope.
I think it's so
a
cool.
lot of fun, yeah. Because it's not just like, yo, you're a player, you get it. Because subscribe, obviously, you get it, but then what? Afterwards, you have to like say a joke. So like, yeah, fucking buy it.
Pretty sure I could throw this thing in my quiver without a problem. I mean, it'll fit.
It'll fit. That's true.
It fits somewhere else too.
How do you know?
I'll do it.
You're gonna stick it up his butt? I don't think he can stop you. Pull out the arms.
Why? Like, why is this a concern?
Cause like, what is someone gonna do? Rip it out?
What? What are we talking about? What I think we're talking about?
We've been,
No, we're
we've
not
just-
talking. All right, let's get back
we've
on
been
track
walking through
here.
the city with a dead body. No one gave us a second look. Why did like you think all of a sudden like people be like, they probably just got a diamond?
Because she's played a rogue for one session and now she understands. If you buy something that expensive from somebody, they might just hire people to go get it back. Like, you could give a street urchin $20 to get that thing back after you paid for it, because they know exactly what you look like, exactly where you're going, exactly what you need it for. They give it the
I just
best.
want to know who's holding it and where you're putting it.
I'm gonna hold it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna put it. What do I have on me? Nothing really.
Nothing like you have a backpack, you have a pouch.
It's like this big.
It's like that big and it's wrapped in like black felt like this.
Put it in my.
Up in your sash. All right. You make your way back through town. It's hustling and bustling again, like still through the dock areas and everything. Back to the Shrine of Suffering.
Going back to the
Shrine.
shrine of suffering.
The Shrine of Suffering.
Shrine.
Shrine of Suffering.
Shrine of
God.
suffering.
So, at the school I work at, I won't say the names. Also, if you see this, I'm sorry. We were doing this like professional development. We were also doing some other stuff with the kids where they had to go around and relearn the rules of the school and shit like that. One of the assistants, one of the guys that does like preparation, curriculum advancement, that sort of stuff, blah, blah, blah. He's from England, and he has Hall's accent without the F's. He's like, shouldn't be running around the halls. And I was like, ha! Like the whole time he talked, I was like, oh my god, I can't believe this is real.
It is.
Yeah. I mean, I knew it was a real thing, but I didn't know that I worked with someone who had the accent that I'm affecting
pretty
for some
funny.
language. Yeah, it was kind of crazy. I'm like, I can't be
I'm sure you talk a lot for a dead guy.
Sorry. I just got excited
I'm
about
just
that.
kidding.
So you enter back in, and Hodges is still there. The corpse has been unwrapped and laid up on the shrine's plinth. He's got some incense burning around it. Looks what you want.
See, Lord and Savior is like the boys.
Can we give him a tattoo before?
Give him a tattoo.
We can give him.
And those teardrops are probably going to stay as scars.
I was gonna say, didn't they like carve him into his skin, kind of?
Yeah, they carved them deep.
Unfortunate.
So,
And they're
and
on
that's
either side, right?
no, there are 10 of them. They're a circle around your chest, like right around your heart.
Cheek stick scars. And so-
That's a bad tattoo to have in Baldur's Gate,
Hey, what are you gonna do?
because the Bale Spawn have tried to take over the city several times.
It's terrifying.
But they haven't done it yet. Not without my help.
Yeah, let's get going, I guess.
All right, so you present the diamond. By the way, just so you see that I'm not making that up.
Wait.
Okay.
A diamond worth at least 500 gold pieces, which the spell will consume.
Okay.
Okay. Casting time takes 1 hour, so he starts, he takes the diamond, he puts it on Erevar's forehead. He starts kind of like, it's not really chanting, it's almost sermon-esque, in a language that's kind of like just old common, like Latin, in odd speak.
That's what Erevar would have done.
Let's
Let's go play some roulette. Like, no, man.
And it takes an hour for this, at which point your soul is contacted on whatever plane right now it resides on. And
72 virgins.
it's for Erevar, it's probably not a great plane of existence.
I get what's
And you are asked back.
Follow the light.
Nah. Like, yeah. You walk into this darkness where you see multiple mirror images of yourself, and they all kind of walk towards you until they're massive, and then that perspective shifts, and you open up your eye with that diamond right ahead of you that just kind of disintegrates into the facets.
And I yell, assassins! Sorry, I always say that.
Stands up. You see Brother Hodges standing over top of you.
Why am I naked?
You're just naked from
I'm
the
just kidding.
with all the carving. You are in the shrine. It's like, kind of open-ended shrine. People have gathered because there was a ritual going on. So there's
Does that give me
some
all my hit
folks.
points back or like one?
You have 1 hit point. So creature souls both willing and liberty. The creature returns to life with 1 hit point.
You're the creature now.
Yeah. The spell also neutralizes any poison, cures non-magical diseases that affect the person at the time it died. Does not remove magical diseases, so you still got that one. Curses or similar effects. If blah blah blah, it doesn't regrow limbs, but they didn't chop anything off. It also is an ordeal and very weakening, and your body is super stiff, and your soul is like kind of disassociated. So you have -4 on all attacks, saving throws, and ability checks until you finish a long rest. Sorry. And when you finish a long rest, it reduces by 1. So you're going to need 4 long rests, 4 days to get rid of this penalty altogether.
It's like res sickness.
Yeah.
It's like what?
Res sickness.
Yeah.
Yes, this is a rare spell. I mean, Brother Hodges is an accomplished priest, but he's given up really a lot of his spell casting because they require components and money and things like that to just do the low-end stuff, neutralize poisons and diseases amongst the homeless. But yeah, this is a big deal, especially when that diamond kind of pulled out and people gathered.
So welcome back, Erevar.
It's good to be back.
Yeah, you're gonna need to buy new armor and clothing.
Well, I can't. I don't have any money.
You don't know that yet.
I can tell that my pockets are full.
We're all just like not making eye contact.
He gets it.
His armor and stuff
I
should be
give you
okay,
a
right?
No, his leather armor was
I
torn up.
Put it all in one,
Yeah.
one swipe.
That's gone.
With the cloak.
I gave him
Yeah.
the cloak back.
So you can wrap your bare torso back up in your cloak.
How do you feel?
Alive.
Yeah? Any regrets?
Yeah, I regret not checking with perception for traps.
It wasn't a trap that killed you,
I
though.
know it wasn't a trap. It was an ambush.
Oh, by the way, the thing I sent you earlier. That's the last thing you remember.
I hear it.
All right.
I just need a few minutes to wash off this hangover.
So what's next on the agenda?
Maeve pulls out a flask. It's rum.
Oh, that
Hey, he's
considers,
French now too.
What?
he considers that a long rest.
Also, Constitution saving throw.
I poisoned him again.
So I guess.
I hope you didn't go through too much trouble on my account.
Oh, it was.
It was kind of an ordeal and very expensive.
Well, I'm sure the funds were available.
We had to spend all of your gold and the magic ring.
Mm-hmm.
So sorry about it. But I give him the gold.
A gold. Wow.
I like it.
You can buy.
I ping it to Brother Hodges.
You dumbass.
He catches it. Thank you, sir. Completely unnecessary, but thank you.
Why is that a dumbass thing to do?
Hey, it's not a bad thing to get on the deity's good side that just resurrected you from the dead, or allowed you to be resurrected from
So
the
as
dead.
we keep joking, I'm probably going to do it again.
I had snatched a piece of red twine, and now that he's poor and basically
Tie it
Just
around
tied
his
around his
wrist.
Now it's even worse. No.
All right. Well, I suppose we should relax for most of the day, and so this guy can rest.
And we should also probably talk about what happened and what we're gonna do next.
Yeah, for sure.
So, you okay to walk? Can you make
yes.
it back to the fated sign?
I may not dance this evening, but we can definitely make it back to camp.
Alright. You make your way a little bit slower of pace than normal. Not too bad, but he's not in fit skipping stride at the moment.
He probably would try though. Like, I'm fine. You can hear like his bones popping.
It's not as bad as like Princess Bride Wesley having all of his life sucked out of him, but
He's been mostly
it's
dead all day. I was
only
actually
mostly-
dead all day. It wasn't mostly anything. Actually,
You were dead for a whole
I
night.
was just saying, you guys waited a day to even bring me down.
So you make your way back to the fated sign where people are pretty happy to see you. Like, oh, like we didn't lose a bond in this day, and like Richard's like mid writing down stuff like.
I told her to wait.
Mario, buy a poor old sailor a drink, and I'll tell you my tale of death's deceit.
Yeah, you get pretty much all your drinks bought for you this
Ooh,
evening.
yeah. It's like getting engaged. People just buy you drinks all the time.
Dying is like getting
Super casual that people are just like, you were gone, now you're here.
I mean, we're in a land of
I know.
magic.
Yeah.
It's funny.
It is
Like, if
like
you're-
it is not common, but it
If
is
you're playing into the
known.
world, like that would be different.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, oh, you're back?
I just like
I don't trust that guy.
things were getting pretty like Baldur's Gate. This
Just playing
game
it
was
smooth.
getting pretty dangerous, so I introduced that Hodges scene so that you would have this resource. Like you have someone that can resurrect if that's something you want. Because to me, player death isn't my choice; it's your choice. Like if you want, if it happens, then it happens, and if you want to stay dead, then fine.
There's actually a GM rule with it that we talked about that says that the spirit must also be willing to come back to the body.
Yeah,
so say, like, I wanted to write up a new character. You guys might have taken all of Erevar's money, bought a $500 diamond, tried to resurrect him, and I'd have been like, no. And I went home for the night. Because you have to be willing to do it.
So even, like, I asked him before, and he's like, yes, if they do it, I'm going to come back. So that's why I didn't have him make another character. But we would have gone through all of this as well, even if he would have said no, because I'm sure you would have tried. And you would have had a 500 gold piece diamond to
so if this
use next
work,
time.
The diamond just sits there?
Yeah.
Nice.
It doesn't fracture.
You have a DM question.
A damn
what?
question.
Yes.
A double man question?
What is it, Natty?
Dirty money question.
Dirty money.
You never replied to my primer post. I thought that was very clever.
What's a dick massage have to do with this?
Ooh. Old fashioned. Haven't had one of those in a while. Anyway, so while he's typing that out, besides having drink spot for you and, you know, people coming up and congratulating you for cheating death for one more day, you guys can talk about what the hell went down and what your next move is.
So first of all, I just want to say that I'm sorry.
Running probably wasn't the best idea. And that might have been my fault.
I will say I was rather distracted by a fine young lady for some time and was not thinking with my upper head.
This is creepy conversation.
Oh, I'm doing it right now actually because they all leveled and Erevar is still 5th. I just delay the level. I delay leveling until, like, right now it's one session. Like, he's going to be 5th this entire session. After the session ends, I'm going to level him up to 6th. But if they level, like, if it takes time, like 2-3 levels, I leave him behind. But, like, because I'm doing milestone, I would slowly accelerate his leveling until he catches up.
Because technically that would happen in any kind of experience-based game anyway, because as you guys fought harder stuff and I, like, kind of hacked at it, I'd be getting more experience than I normally would anyway.
Right.
It's gross, yeah. Erevar was thinking with his dick that night. So.
What did you ask right now?
What did you say?
He said gross, Erevar.
No, so what did you say?
She said, I'm sorry.
Ah.
And then I said, well, you know, part of the blame's mine because I wasn't thinking with my own head that night.
Oh.
And then she looked at you for some sort of apology, but you were just like, what?
So, now what?
Well, we have to decide if we want to go back for that information through this route or not. I would suggest against it. Because we've not only...
I mean, we don't even know if those, like, what those things were, or if it's even pertinent to what we're looking for.
I believe they were acolytes of Baal.
I believe so, too.
You must excuse me. It's been a rough night.
Are you going to bring up what you heard?
I thought I just did by saying they were acolytes of Baal.
Oh, no, there's something else.
Well, then I'll skinny what I heard, which was that killing me sent a message to you guys to keep us from coming back. Stay out of your betters' basements, peasants. And indeed, this coxcomb ruined a year's worth of work, whatever a coxcomb is. I can probably figure it out. But it also said my debt is paid with interest, whatever that means.
Wait, what did they say over your body?
My debt is paid with interest.
No, before that.
They called me a coxcomb.
Okay, that's a good insult to remember. But before that.
Stay out of your betters' basements, peasants.
So they know it was.
So they are the Janeth family.
That would make sense. It was their basement.
And you ruining a year's worth of work. I mean, we didn't do anything in the catacombs except for stop a cultist drop-off. The year's worth of work, I'm assuming, is the flesh golem.
Possibly, or we took the place of their final victim for something else they're putting together.
Who knows? But if that's true, then, you know, we're now dealing with 3 people of that family that are possibly cultists of the dead gods.
Perhaps we should bring this information to the Bond, or perhaps the guards.
It's not tangible. I don't think
It's
so.
not tangible evidence that
No, it's
for
not
Arya.
evidence.
Remember, you're working for Arya.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have the evidence for her, but we may now know that there's definitely a link.
I can say besting me would take some sort of magical effort.
Well, I mean, they are acolytes of Baal, the god of murder. It's what they do.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
We almost have.
you guys got closer than I did.
Can I make a pick roll, please?
Sure. This one's not bad.
Okay. Robin?
Uh,
Probably have them too.
the clever joke. Was it a joke? No, it was the primer that I put in the Discord. So, Maeve kind of sets everything back out on the table. Like, the Janeth, we need to find evidence, or tying the Janeth family to the Cult of the Dead 3. Or, if we can, kill them while they're in their regalia to cause a scandal. From what I can deduce, there's 3 of them. Because there was the 2 Baal worshippers in the catacombs that assaulted us. But the flesh golem had the sign of Merkel on his head, which
that's a
is
good point,
the god of the dead, not Baal. So that means there's someone else in the family that's a Merkel acolyte.
So, could we, kidnap and murder a member of the family and then carve the sign into their chest? Just say
You
hypothetically.
play a rogue one die.
Absolutely, that is for the lesser gold.
Yeah.
If you create a scandal around the Cult of the Dead 3 with Janeth, if you could find one of those, if you could find them again and kill them, and put the body somewhere it can be found, oh, hey, this is one of the Janeth family wearing Baal regalia and having the symbol on them and all that. But if you can find something again that you can hand to Arya that says we're meeting tonight to finish the flesh golem of Merkel, blah blah blah, sign someone Janeth, that is something that she's really looking for.
So you want to go back to the mansion and look for evidence again?
No, I was just bringing up it. I was just questioning if that would work, but that wasn't what my heart was set on or anything.
Yeah. It's well, I don't think we should go down in those catacombs again.
That's what I kind of was going to suggest.
Going back in through the undercellar into the house, maybe, but they've had to have fortified it or blocked that entrance by now. I wouldn't risk going in through the same way because it's obvious they know that we were in there.
Perhaps they send word back and forth. We found the flesh golem in the same basement that we were in this time?
No.
There wasn't a connection?
No. So the basement that you found the flesh golem is, you went through the undercellar and the upper city.
Yeah.
All through there, and that's where you got the bottle of wine.
That's right. Yeah.
But who knows, where you are down here, because it's right near the wall to the upper city. These catacombs may connect with the catacombs of the undercellar where you were.
Would that be enough evidence that the flesh golem leads to their house, or that's just too much underneath? Right?
I mean,
that would really be an issue.
The thing is, it's not evidence. You guys know beyond the shadow of a doubt that the Janus family has cultists.
Yeah.
How are you just saying that to someone doesn't do anything?
We could just
show them my chest.
No, I mean,
well,
anyone could have done that to you.
The catacombs and the undercellar or whatever, that's where everything involved in the cult is going down. So if we can maybe not even get completely into it, we could get near enough and just kind of wait to see if people show up and either surprise them and take something off of them and not kill them, or kill them and kind of...
Well, last time we tried to ambush this group, we ended up dead.
That's true. We could give it time, but I that is an idea. We could go back through the undercellar, go back to through the shatters and all those places where the alleys, they called them, and wait there, because to me it's pretty obvious that they're using the catacombs to get around and get things.
Maybe ribbons could help us.
So we wait outside their
He's understandable.
basement
Yeah, I remember.
and see if we can see them coming and going. And even if it's an ambush or not,
Yeah. But if we can,
we can get more
establish
an idea.
a communicate line too, like if we see that they pass things through the undercellar, we might be able to intercept.
also, I mean, we can just go topside, start finding out what the Janeth family is doing in the community. If they're going to parties, if they're going to places that might give us, and I think they know what we look like now, so we'd have to disguise ourselves or something. But we could try to interact with them directly, or we could try to break into their house normally and look for evidence.
I was gonna say we haven't done anything from the top yet. You guys check up top. I'll take Nate and we'll go. Just kidding.
No,
Split the
split the party.
He
I love
straight up
it.
just said no.
I kind of agree with the breaking into the house from the top side to see what it looks like, because we might be able to find like writings there. We might be able to find books in their library. We might be able to find evidence of.
You
like,
want to do it from the top?
Yeah.
I mean, going through the catacombs has not turned out well
I just want to
recently.
say that's what I said that we like. I felt like we talked about doing no, not like that, but I felt like we talked about doing that when we first were coming up with the plan, and there was a reason we didn't.
It's because it's much more obvious and harder to
And
get
difficult.
around.
The watch in there,
Yeah.
like, when do you do it? Do you do it during the day?
This would take some
The
casing
night.
and things like that,
Yeah.
whereas before we were like, this would be easy just to kind of go downstairs and find an entrance to.
Well,
Which,
we've already done some casing
yeah, you've already done a walk around.
of their.
We didn't ask enough questions. Remember, we were just like, hey.
And there's other things to do now, too. But, like, if you're really casing it to break in, you're also going to want to ask about the family. How many people live there? What are they doing? What's their schedules like? Trying to get when they're not at home type of thing. So, I mean, there's casing the place physically to find out where to get in, but there's also casing, to get the opportunity. So, and you have, I would assume, 4 days to do it because you don't want to go in there not up to par, which gives you ample time to case the place, find out rumors, see what's going on,
Take long rests.
and take long rests.
Why don't we do that? And then if we don't find out enough, then we can consider another way if we if we don't get enough information. You know what I mean?
So why don't we take a day or two for each? Why don't we case for a couple of days or 3 days, but also consult Ribbons if we can find him?
Yeah, but do we we should probably be pretty careful about who we ask, how much
Right.
we bring it up. Like,
Information goes both ways.
That's true.
Someone's asking about the Janeth family type of
so who
thing.
can we trust right now to even begin? Should we just post up near there and kind of look at when they're coming and going and kind of?
Well, the immediate answer that comes to mind is that the very person that wants this information is running in those circles.
Yeah.
So you might want to ask Arya if she knows that of anything that they are doing anytime they may be away from their house, who all is living there. You can also start trying to figure out if you can find out who lives there, right? If it's uncle and aunt and nieces and nephews and these people, you can start trying to figure out exactly who these people are, because two of them are kind of thin statured. They're about their heights. You didn't really see their faces, but you can if you're looking at the family and you see there's that portly guy and this guy is 6'6". You can start eliminating who the possibilities are of this in the family.
So you want to start by casing, or you want to talk to Arya first?
I think we should talk to Arya first.
Seems the easiest. Plus we know where she's at. We can go to the mermaid and see her.
And just have her give us whatever information she does have that we can use to our benefit.
True.
Okay.
And that's the probably most relaxing method of spending the first day back from
Yeah.
death.
Well, let's head on down to the mermaid.
Head on
It's the
down.
blushing mermaid, right? We've only just called it the mermaid for so long, I can remember it.
Blushing mermaid?
Is it
I thought it was the blushing mermaid.
the blushing mermaid? Yes. Okay. So you head on down to the mermaid. It's pretty much afternoon at this point because you did all the resurrecting in the morning, and noonish went back to Faded Sign, discussed, and head on down the road. Gutenberg NPC. So the Blushing Mermaid is the Blushing Mermaid. Walk in. Mizla asks if you want a private room.
Your lowest priced room.
So down below you go. Arya is not there, but Mizla expects her soon. And she's like, do you want me to send her down when she arrives?
Please.
You
All right.
tell us when she's here, we'll go accost her.
Anyway, you want to talk to her in private.
No, I'm just kidding.
Otherwise, she'll just sit up at the bar.
Was my attempt at a deadpan joke. Hey,
Dead Erevar joke.
Yeah.
It doesn't take long. You guys get drinks down there for Arya to arrive and enter. Hello. How is the investigation going?
Not well.
Don't say that to her.
Well, we wouldn't be here if everything was going smooth.
Well, you're here at all, so I think that things are going pretty smooth.
Oh. I didn't realize Lord I was so fond of Erevar.
Well, I just meant lucky for you, kind of. Well, he died.
You look fantastic for being dead.
I leave a pretty corpse.
I'm glad you are not dead.
I guess am I undead? Am I reliving?
The reliving.
Well, we're trying a new...
Hey, drug dealing monkey.
Hello.
I got better.
That's a great emoji.
Is that a kappa with a poop head?
Yep.
What is that?
All
I'm not
right.
the only person that subscribes to other streams, Dave.
Well, he's got the W.
He does have the.
Yeah, he's been subscribing for a while.
Yeah.
No, but...
He's got the 4-month or the 3-month badge. See, he's a 4-month subscriber. He's got the 3-month badge. Like,
Well, just like us, like I'm 8 months,
Me too.
and it's just first.
I don't get it.
Well, I think the next one doesn't show up till 10.
But it still should show the 3-month at that point.
Oh, that's all right. I think I'm 5 months actually. I don't know.
I don't like it. I want to see my W's.
Yeah, I don't know why we all have the first.
Yeah, I'm just a 5 months. Sorry, not 8. You're an 8, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're our longest subscriber.
Like, there's a subscriber, and then there's this founder.
Lord and Savior and Sippy Tango and them.
So, I don't know what the founder is that's different than just a subscriber.
It says founder with the first.
Yeah.
No.
So, I don't know if that's like,
No, because
first month we were affiliate.
Maybe because
But-
Lord and Savior yours also shows up as first.
Yeah.
If you're not a founder, I don't think.
Yeah, he's a founder 6 month. Like, he subscribed right away the moment we hit affiliate.
that's right.
So I'm guessing that's a thing that just shows that people that were here right at the beginning of our...
Well, then that's kind of cool.
That is kind of cool. I really do wish that would show the W, though. I wonder if I can change that badge to a stylized, a personalized one. I'll have to look.
Gotta do the snake kapow.
All right. Are you... So you're talking about doing a different approach. Are you bringing her up to speed with what's going on? Or what went on?
You would have to skinny parts of it. I can only skinny up to the
I think we would basically tell her everything. Like, we know, like, we have evidence, like, that's not tangible, but, like, evidence nonetheless, and we're
You have
taking it further.
eyewitness account
Yeah.
of this. It's like, my. They are apparently very deep into this. Yes, I do agree with you that staying out of those catacombs would probably be best for now. That seems to be their preferred battleground, and you should never willingly enter someone else's territory. They just have all the advantage. That being said, I can tell you who lives currently in the manor. The family head is Adamos. He is the patriarch, an elderly gentleman. Adamos. Fancied himself quite the warrior back in the day. Had a knighthood under his belt. He still has... he is still quite the formidable presence. His son is no different. Stas, a bachelor and kind of quite sought after right now amongst the eligible bachelorettes amongst the patriarchs.
Would you consider single hottie an accurate description of this person?
Well, he's not my type, but he is an accomplished swordsman and duelist. He has bested several of the upper city's finest in swords and fisticuffs.
I've always wanted to fight nobles.
Is he gaunt, tall, skinny?
No, he is built like his father, so quite...
Can you describe the... Can we describe the assailants?
As much as you can, yeah,
Okay.
like gaunt and thin.
Well, I figure just let him go through who we can introduce to.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well,
So Stas is a stocky guy. So is Adamos. Adamos is like, he's got a little bit of a gut, but he's an older gentleman, and though he still has like the wide shoulders and strong features. Stas's cousin Chrysanthi is there. She is a shrewd businesswoman and is married off to another family. Their family stays as well. They have a young son, still an infant.
That might be an angle.
What's his name?
His name is...
The infant's name?
the infant or the husband?
The infant.
Both.
Both.
Who cares about the fucking husband? He's got to make that up real quick.
The husband is Trellin.
Trellin?
Yes. Trellin.
And the son.
The son is Werner.
Warner or Werner?
Werner. Wernar.
Gotcha.
Also staying there is Adamos's sister.
Did my long rest give me my hit points back?
Not yet.
No.
You haven't had a long rest yet.
Oh, I haven't.
It's still the same day that you have been resurrected.
Sorry, yeah.
You have 1 hit point. You're looking pretty bad.
Yeah, it's okay.
Adamos's sister stays there as well. Isabella. And she has her twin son and daughter. Twins, sons and daughter. Konstantinos and Kalidora.
How old are they?
They are in their early 20s. Young and kind of in the young patriarchs, galas and partiers group.
Buzzworthy. So if you want to do the extortion route for information...
He's gonna threaten the baby.
Well, no, I see 2 things. We don't have to threaten the baby directly. We can threaten it.
We're gonna send him an email. Wait.
No.
Carrier pigeons.
Do something like, hey, you don't want nothing to happen to you, baby, maybe give us a little information. Or we can go to some sort of party with Constantine and Kalidora and maybe just outright tell them what their family's into and that we know and see if they're on board or not.
That really doesn't give you evidence, though.
No. That's just what we tell them. Then we get evidence back. Once we've got them, like, hey, we're going to tell the guard unless you help us bring your grandpa down.
Are you saying this idea out loud?
Yeah.
Arya says, that's a quick way to be thrown into the sea tower.
Yeah. It's good use.
Red
Hey,
Rose.
Radaros.
Radaros, what's up?
He's been showing up.
Yeah, she basically is like, everyone and every patriarch is into something bad, but the watch will always look the other way as long as their palms are greased enough. If you go about threatening a family of the patriarchs, it doesn't matter if you're right or
Well, rather
not.
than threaten, then, is there one of these that seems more likely to respond to a plea? In other words, we're pleading with you to assist us.
I wouldn't approach any of them. Any of them could be complicit. All of them could be in these cults.
Yeah, I would say, like, so are there any, like, reoccurring events they attend, or is there, like, an especially big event that might be coming up? Or...
There is a gala being held by the council coming up.
But what do you want to do when we get there, though?
Maybe nothing when you get there. Maybe just to know when they're all out of the house so you can break in. Right.
You're doing good.
Damn. It's a big gala set on by the council. It's going to have
What is
all of
Volvo's?
Volo's Guide to Monsters.
Oh, that's right.
It's nice.
The gala is when?
It's going to be coming up at the next 10 day. Like, basically, it's going to be the next Sunday.
Yeah.
Um,
Who should be in attendance for that for the family?
Everyone. All 4 of the barons are going to be there. All 4 of the barons of Baldur's Gate. So everyone who's anyone is going to be in there, going to be pulling at their hymns. I would not... I would
more or less the entire family should probably...
At least Adamos and Isabella being the family... The elders of the family are going to be there. Chrysanthe... She is pushing hard for the Janeth's businesses, so she is absolutely going to be there, probably with her family in tow to show off. It's not really, it doesn't seem like the scene for the twins. They might make an appearance, but I bet they are going to take this time to go to a party of their own, I would assume.
So all we have to do would be to make sure, just by watching that they either all show up to the party or that they all leave the house at one point, get in. Someone's probably going to be in the house with the baby, I imagine. They're not going to take the baby to a party. Or
She might be like parading the baby around.
Presentation.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they're probably not going to stay all night. The father and the baby
we're
will
focusing too
probably,
much on the baby.
But it is a concern because like you have a narrow window because the gala may start and they may bring the family, but they're not going to go into the late hours with that child. They're going to send the husband home with her.
It would be best to find a place to kind of stake out, watch the family leave, and then head in immediately.
We should also maybe have it set up to where, like, if somebody, I don't know who we could trust or if we'd want to split the party like that, but like if somebody, while we're still in the house and the gala's ending and they're starting to head home and we're not out yet, we could create a distraction that would like basically delay them coming home and give us a little bit more time.
You definitely want to look out in some way, but yeah,
I didn't say that is the only option we could.
Yeah.
We could get Tumult. He'd help us out, I'm sure.
Actually, we're pretty well known with the beggars at Hodges Guild or Hodges area. We might be able to bring.
Yeah, but I don't think we should include
They
them
won't
in
get
our
into the upper city.
That's what I'm saying. We could just make them show up outside of the gate and like argumentative.
I know.
Oh, that's they won't even be able to get into the upper city.
Oh, this gala would happen in the next part too. Yeah. Why would you go to a gala?
Kind
in
of
the lower
on
city?
Maeve could
her.
probably set off like from a distance,
Well,
like
we could set up an alarm. I think I at least have that spell, but kind of on her point, we could ask the what are they?
The Revelers Guild.
Yeah, there you go. Sinuasenda.
The Revelers Union.
Cinderella and
Sinuasenda, yeah.
Tumult.
They could
Rock
technically
dick.
like.
Oh, Tumult.
Rock
They
dick.
they could be a distract.
That's Rocknote's cousin.
Rock Dick.
They could be a distraction outside of the
Is he related to Rocknote?
the party.
No, Rock Dick was a
Dwarf. No, he wasn't a.
They're cousins.
Like we could probably set up something with her to be like, hey, like all these people like might leave this party and we just kind of drunk and whatever, and if they have like these opportunities to present them, it at least might slow them down.
That's
You
a good
could.
distraction, actually.
And then we would get message from one of them because at this point, like we've been working with these people that like
Dig.
They may ask for payment, but it's probably not. You've seen what it takes to get them to do things. 5, 10 gold.
I do still have an adamantine sword that I can trade for that sort of thing.
Do you really have anything though? Where were you keeping that?
The adamantine sword?
You didn't take it from my person, so.
Yes, you did.
Oh, you did?
Oh, we took
okay.
everything. Here, you can have your sword.
What did you call the sword? Dancing partner? Dance partner?
Yes, dance partner, I think. No, that might be cut in.
Either way, I think the plan is
When everyone's at the gala, break into the house.
we're gonna break in.
We're gonna assure everybody's leaving, and we're gonna have a distraction set up to kill
I mean,
time.
honestly, if for whatever reason, like the twins are still there, we can knock them out or something. Like,
Does Arya, like, obviously, like, we were kind of discussing this plan in front of her. Does she offer any, like, aid whatsoever? Like, any ideas? Or...
She's like, I'll be in attendance, but I am not going to risk my reputation to cause a distraction, because
does she have spells like message?
I do. I have sending, so when they're leaving the party, I
She could
can
just be
message
like,
you.
Hey,
That is something
they're
I
heading
can do.
home.
That's all we'll ask her.
Hey.
Um,
Plus, we should probably hire the Revelers Union too.
you
Or
once I
Revelers Guild,
deleted my
whatever
character,
they're
so it
called.
didn't show back up.
Oh,
That's why I
because
can't
yeah.
put it. So when it's adamantine, I don't put silvered on it, do I?
No, I already put it on there. One of your rapiers should have the
My
check.
Rapiers, I don't have any other. This one rapier is all I have.
Was checked for the adamantine.
Is it? Am I just looking in the wrong spot? Melee finds me.
Yeah.
Oh, it's that. God damn it. Never
Yeah.
mind. Sorry. I apologize. Yeah, so this was.
Volos has some great monsters in it.
I'm renaming it. There we go.
I'll also say that I took the ring and did that switch because I think there was a mistake. Because I think there's only one ring of evasion, and you gave it to Maeve, and you're wearing it, and Maeve was wearing it.
That's fine.
So erase the mistake.
It's gone anyway.
Yeah, I
I
know.
took it off, yeah.
I did. I took it off.
So did I, before you did it, I guess. Alright.
All
So-
right.
What you got is
Alright.
at the end of the week, which is good timing because he'll be done with his res sickness. There's going to be a huge gala. Most likely, everyone is going to be out of the house. Arya will be at the gala, and she will send you a magical message when she sees any of the family leaving the gala, just to make sure you're not still in the house, type of thing.
This is going to be weird. It's going to be the PM, right?
This is going to be at night.
Hey,
So
thanks, Lord and Savior Ray. So there's no reason for us to be there. Like, me and Maeve. Maeve and I don't need to be there for any reason.
no, you
should
two
probably
should
get
be
there.
the ones breaking into the house because you two are the
Well, I get that, but
thieves.
does that mean shouldn't we get in there first? Shouldn't we go in during the day and kind of hide out?
Ooh, that's. I mean,
Because
the
what
whole
we
point
do
is waiting
is-
for them to leave to go to the gala to break in.
No, I'm not breaking into the house. I mean, like, going into the district. 'Cause
Oh
we're
yeah,
supposed to be
yes,
there. Then she and I need to hide because they can move freely in and out,
correct.
but we can't.
Right.
And if they try to drag us in the middle of the night, that's not good.
You can also try to secure a watch token for that night. That would cost money, and you need to start talking around to people.
Well,
But if you get a watch token, then you'll be legitimate if you get stopped while walking around the district at night.
Would it be worthwhile to find somebody or ask Arya if anybody has been there and knows the general layout of the house, or like kidnap a servant and torture it?
Anything like if you kidnap a servant or anything like that, that
you literally turned
does
into a rogue
yeah.
after one game.
that does arouse suspicion, like something might happen. Like that's
Can't use a
projecting.
random person as bait in your last plan, but now we can kidnap and torture a servant.
Well, the servant's
We
part of a
threatened the
dead, part of this cult. You could go to the city hall and look to see if their plans are on record, their architecture.
Yeah,
a lot
but
of
it seems
them.
kind of sketchy to be like, hey, can we get the blueprints for this particular
Right.
powerful family's house?
Also, would I be able to use this week's time to forge a token for insight? No.
Because it changes, it rotates nightly, so you'll have to set up to get a token that's night's token. So they do a random rotation of tokens.
Can we see? Could our characters tell, like, compared to where we know the underseller is, what part of the property that would be?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we could kind of focus our
I
effort.
think Erebor might be able to do
I mean, the basement you are in is literally just right
doorway.
underneath
I
the
just don't want to
building.
get there and be wandering around
Right.
like
Like the
they're not
vault
gonna just
door.
have the memorabilia like
Yeah.
on their dressers, you know.
Like you could try to go back down and see what happened to that vault, but again, going to the places you've been,
Yeah.
they're going to be extra fortified or completely clean.
Well,
No, I just mean
But
like
yeah.
in the general area. Like this part of the house is where those part of the tunnels is, so that's where you'd have to get through to get in from the
There might
house.
only be one entrance from the house to the tunnel.
There's only one entrance that you know, and like the basement is as big as the plot of land that the mansion is on,
So
and you can
where's the
figure
living
where
room?
it's all at. But mainly that vault, where you found the flesh golem, it is underneath the main stairs to the basement. So it's like right at the heart of the house, like in the middle.
So, like, we would probably find those stairs pretty easy. Knowing
Absolutely.
That, like, they went up. And we saw
Like these mansions are like brownstones. Like they're not on huge estates or anything like that. They're built up several stories. They're as wide as this house is, just built up and really nice and good fronts and gardens in front of them. But it's not massive estates. There's just not the room for it in Baldur's Gate.
That sounds like a good plan. Can we take a break?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So as you guys,
We'll break a little bit.
yeah, we'll hit the break. We'll talk about the lead up and info and all that fun stuff.
Oh, that's dope.
Aren't they cool?
I love two-tone stuff. I'm from the 90s. I used to skank, so I love that
I
two-tone
like
shit.
them, except for I wore them to work, and that was a mistake.
You know what? When I first started working at universities, I brought my Chucks one night because I was like, fuck them. I never wore these chocolate Chucks. They look good. And Shane's like, oh, you wear those? And I was like, fuck you. And then after 8 hours, I'm like, oh, this rubber is tough on your
Well, it's just
feet.
because I haven't broken them in, so like there's not really a lot of give. So like my feet, when I'm walking at work all the time, my feet swell up.
My problem was the Chucks have a heel that big.
Oh, they're
A
flat.
sole.
I can wear
Yeah.
flat shoes. That doesn't usually bother me.
I don't mind that. I don't mind being flat, but I need
My
some
pinky toes
support.
are gonna have bunion.
Did you know that
We have been
Chuck
on
Taylors
for
come shipped in with felt on the bottom of them?
What?
So when you buy a
2
pair of
hours.
Chuck Taylors, they don't have any felt on the bottom of them. But when stores buy them, like when merchandisers buy Chuck Taylors, they're not manufactured in the U.S. anymore. They have been for a long time. So they show up and they have a layer of felt on the bottom of all the soles, because that is what classifies a slipper, and they avoid the overseas shoe tax. So all Chuck Taylors that are made overseas are sold to the U.S. as slippers, and then the distributors tear the felt off, put them in a box, and sell them to us as shoes. Yeah. Avoiding taxes.
They should leave those.
Leave the felt on them.
Well, like when all the tariffs are happening for furniture, a lot of reclining, like people that make motion furniture, recliners, and things like that, change their designation from furniture to a medical aid device.
That makes sense. And I could see America being super cool with like, this chair is a medical device. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense actually. So if anybody's ever benefited from tariffs, let us know. Personally benefited. Sorry, it's getting to the politics is starting to spill into my regular life.
So, if you're going to ask around for a token for that night to secure one, I'll need you to make a persuasion check.
Ooh, I don't think I'm very good at that. Let's do it.
I'm gonna you can do it without.
Oh, never mind. Sorry,
you're
it's
really
fucking
good at that.
Aerobar. Yeah, I'm
Were
super
you
good at
persuading?
this.
He's trying to get a watch
I'm
token,
gonna
or at
use
least
my-
a couple
I'm
of
gonna
watch
use my
tokens.
inspiration on that one. That's much better. 24.
Okay. You ask around and secure a watch token or 2 watch tokens for that night, but it's going to cost 10 gold apiece, and Maeve will pay that.
Oh, we're back. No, I gotta go pee. I'm just kidding. I gotta pee. Whatever, just take it off. We're discussing doubles anyway.
So Maeve is paying for that. Creepy music. What's going on? They actually have a playlist for Resurrection.
You know, it's crazy to think that if me and Dayton, when me and Dayton have been married for like 60 years, even if we haven't ever talked to you in like 20 years, your name will be on our, your name will be on our certificate, and we'll be like, oh, like we'll never forget you, like, unless we get divorced and burn the papers, but that's not gonna happen.
I'm the witness on one other marriage certificate, and they're divorced. So.
Well, you should have told us that before we let you sign our paper. You could have told us there was some bad juju.
They also met in like over the course of 2 months, then just got married.
Hey, we just celebrated 7 months of marriage. That's pretty good for a 3-month engagement. 1 month engagement, 3 months being together.
I'm on my sister.
What?
That's unfortunate. Probably shouldn't.
It's a weird thing to say, bud, but okay.
Or maybe he's saying like, I'm on my sister. You know what I
He's
mean?
talking directly to you.
Yeah.
You got it right, sister?
I'm on my sister.
I don't know.
That would be sister with a...
Well, he said there's ain't no law, so maybe he's drinking claws, and so therefore he can be on his sister.
So that's one of the...
Wait, what's happened?
You tell us.
Yeah.
That's one of the trends that's predicted for 2020 is even more canned cocktails.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like it's just going to explode.
Bud Light
There's
the Bud Light one's pretty
2019, this was the largest growing business of any other in the
He's
US.
on his sister's marriage certificate.
Oh, okay. There's something like I heard it mentioned, but I didn't look it up. But there's something about a law that changed, which allows higher alcohol content things to be put in cans, like canned, because apparently there was a rule or a law, but since beers were continually like upping the ante of ABV, they changed it.
They're like, okay, now you can...
Now, like anything can be in there, and that's kind of
like,
what's ushered all this in.
Honestly,
what did
I wasn't real big on
that's
when
a new
they came
truly
out.
hard
But after I had a
lemonade
couple, I was like, these are pretty damn good.
Hard
Yeah.
lemonade seltzer.
I'm still upset at the company for making that guy stop.
Yeah,
I know they ain't no loss thing, but I'm like, dude,
I
he
think
almost
Shane got a few, just
single-handedly
try it.
made you a household name.
Yeah.
Just by himself. Because I don't watch YouTube.
Huh?
I don't drink seltzer.
I tried
And
to
even
sip
I
it.
heard that
I
guy's
don't
shit
like
and
it.
watched
It
it a
tastes
couple
really,
of times
like,
before we even had
processed
one. Then
sugar
the
to
first time we did that round the horn, we stopped and got fucking white claws everywhere.
Which is processed.
I said, did you get to try that new Truly hard seltzer lemonade?
Ah.
I just said it
Sounds
tastes
like a lot of
really...
sugar.
It tastes like really processed sugar hard seltzer water.
Oh, so it's like a Country Town lemonade.
But we'll
Country
still
Town
let you
lemonade is-
sponsor
oof.
us Truly hard seltzer
We're
lemonade.
just debating your products. We're not saying.
But the
anything.
Bud Light hard seltzer is actually pretty good. But also, isn't the Four Loko seltzer like 8 to 11%?
Wow, I haven't had
ABV?
Four Loko in a long time.
They did a hard seltzer, but it's like crazy. Like their drinks are, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I first met Taylor, that's what she was drinking.
She was drinking Four Loko.
Dude,
That explains
we
so
would get
much
four
about her.
Oh, dude, you have no idea. Taylor's
She's a bad bitch.
You
I
can
love
make.
that
You
bitch.
can. I was gonna, I love that bitch.
Bad
She
bitches.
is. She's super awesome. But yeah, like
100%.
We get 4 of them. Usually we drink our first one, and by like halfway through the second, I'm like, oh God, is this your alligator? Like, I don't want to play anymore.
This is your house.
Is this your alligator? Excuse me.
Ah.
Get my stuff! Okay, so you've secured
2 drink tokens.
two watch tokens for the night of the gala. What else? You went to the Revelers Union. If you want them to attend the gala, which they're more than happy to, but they have to, they have to be assured that they're going to make a certain amount of money that night. So
What kind of distraction are they? I'm
Who's
just thinking
they?
like roadblock. Like they don't have to actually go to the party. But they
that's
could.
what they wanted to do.
Well, if they want to go to the party, that's fine. Like, but
You gotta remember too, the roadblock. We're not leaving a district. All the houses and the party are in the same area.
I know that's what I'm saying.
Sort of, yeah.
Creating like some kind of like where they have to stop and like wait. Like so, I'm assuming like they would be like in like a horse and carriage type thing.
They're
right?
probably going to get there by
Right.
carriage.
So if you create a roadblock or they can, like something like that, like they can go to the party if you think that's a good idea, but also it could be a distraction between here and there.
Maybe
Yeah,
we
they're-
could have them set up a periphery party, like
The
return road.
issues with that is they can get permission to go to that party. They can get like entry because they can dress up. They've got the pull because they're call people. So it would be much easier for them to go to the party than just to be in the district somewhere.
Also, they could serve as an alarm. Like
Well,
they
we
could,
you already have that with
We already
armies.
have that.
well, I was just saying they could glom on as the party got
Right.
closer to the house. Like,
And that's
fine.
that's the thing is like if they're leaving and you guys if it's a certain time like they're leaving way early, you could try to have them distract them on the way out.
That's 3
And
people. How many? 3 people. Or is it like the whole like?
It would be like 3 or 4 people. It'd be
Three or 4 people.
Cinnacinda, Tumult, and like 2 others that
Oh.
can high class it up.
And then also like think like if we say like are they twins? So the younger ones, what are they?
Yeah,
Cousins.
Constantinos and Calidara.
Yeah, what would we call? The
Twins.
ones that are just in their 20s or whatever. Like
Yeah.
It's them.
these might be
Constantinos
the
and
type that
Calidora.
like could influence
Calidora.
those two to maybe like not come home early or
Yeah.
go somewhere else if they had
So
it
what are we
already
thinking?
planned.
Like 5 gold apiece.
Yeah, they'll take
That would
that.
be pretty rich for them. Yeah.
That's good. Damn it. I was trying to lowball.
I mean, that is
So that's a good low
that's
ball.
that's one turn. Like that's
Yeah.
that's one pickup, but you're also giving them the opportunity by opening this up to them to make a lot more money at this
Yeah.
gala.
Mhm.
So
Make contacts and stuff like
So
that.
are you gonna write them an IOU or?
who's paying these 4 people? I need 20 gold from someone.
I got 7 copper, but
I'll do 10 if Maeve and Jordarai do 5 and 5, and we'll take the hit for fucking scrub over here.
all I gotta do
All
is
right.
I just gotta hit a gamble hall once. I'm down.
It's
on my
okay.
luck.
So we'll maybe do 10 or
Maybe, well, she's already bought her watch tokens to secure her thing in. This the Revelers Union was your guys' idea. She'll pitch in 5 though.
Oh my god. You can give that 5 to Cinnacinda. How about that?
Also, I'd like to say as a character, Erevar would never have said anything about the missing money. He would never bring it up. He would never say about it. He would never ask about it whatsoever. If that
because
money's
I'm
gone, it's fucking
one
gone.
to go with a plan. I
As he's
won't
grown up as a thief
contribute
his
5
whole
gold.
life, he goes not dead. He wakes up, he does not have anything.
Yeah.
That's
And
it.
as a person who took your money, I would never say anything either.
Right. And you don't know if like you could have been robbed by the assassins.
Mhm.
You don't know.
I can see it in their eyes. But I'm
We're
not gonna
being
say
generous still. I mean, like, I gave you that 1 piece of gold earlier, and
No, I'm just kidding. He just brought me back from the dead with my money. That's great. That was a good use of my funds. I'm just saying. I was just saying that like you can make fun of Erevar you want, but he'll never retort about that money. That
but he
money
should
doesn't
also be
exist
like,
anymore.
I feel like he'd be the kind of person that would be like grinding to now like get like
He would
rebuild
be, but
himself.
he's been mostly dead all day.
He's still like
There's still, like,
disappreciated. Are we still on the same day?
Yeah, we're just
No,
we're
we're kind of jumping forward now.
If we're to the day of the gala or the night of the gala, we've gone like at least 5, 6
At least
days.
5. Yeah, it would
He
be
just would never mention.
7 days essentially from the day you started.
So he's non-red sickness. He's all good to go.
It's all good to go. You've got the watch tokens. You have the Revelers Union going for screening and
You've noticed he's
distraction.
more nearly.
No, I haven't
Especially like they
noticed
could,
that.
if
You guys talking to
possible, they can try to take some people to other places because a lot of these nobles probably wouldn't want to be taking these type of folk home, so they would take them to somewhere else, and that gives you more time at the mansion.
And
Of course, it's probably not going to work on Chrysanthe, so it might.
I feel like the people we should be particularly like watching out for. I feel like
Chrysanthe for sure,
and Automos probably,
and also
Adamo.
Chrysanthe's husband Trellin might also be kind of an issue. They might come
and probably
together.
the sister.
No.
Yeah, but I feel like he's probably with her, but I don't know how involved
She's
he
out
would
there
be.
to party and she's single.
No,
She's-
not his not
Isabella.
no.
Isabella. She's older.
She's
like
older,
she's a
but she
matriarch.
has her children are the ones that are more like the party. So like
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the main people, like the Autumos, Isabella, and Chrysanthi, are probably, I would feel like the core family members that would be involved.
Makes sense. So we'll take special care with these.
Okay.
You don't think that Trellin will have anything? Won't be an issue. We don't have to worry about him coming home.
Mhm.
I mean, in this time and area, this fantasy world, maybe he does go out in parties. Waldemar goes home with the kids.
I don't know about that guy. I picture him more like a kind of like
Like a spring lad.
Yeah, you know a lot because they're in the Janeth's house, and he was married to a Janeth.
yeah.
So he's not the man of the house. She is the
I picture him. He's just there and like holding on by like the
Right.
You know, he's just like
he
"Oh, I
was
just don't
he
wanna-"
was married off. He married up.
exactly.
So he lives in the Taylor house.
He's a Mitch. Yeah.
I said it right with him. I was already hinting at it.
All right. Anything else you guys want to do to prepare? You can stake out the place. You can get some ideas of where you want to go in.
Well, I do want to stake out more, but that needs to be on the down low. Like it would make more
Right.
sense if, like, you. As much as I hate to give up the responsibility, I think you guys should do that.
They've already done it once, and they could do it again.
I don't
And
think
also,
we need to stake out like because we're right now like the night of the party we're just gonna stake out and make sure everyone leaves. If everyone doesn't leave, then we have to assess what kind of threat they are and if
I'm
we're
not
still
talking
gonna go
about
in.
staking out the house and the family. Maybe staking out, seeing like, is there a change of the guard? Does the watch move by on a regular basis? Are there people that spend their, like, is there an old man that's not going to the party who's going to be standing out front of his front porch?
Okay, yeah.
I mean, staking
and there's
out
like
the area,
Maeve
yeah.
can do her disguise self and be around there as well. So what you find out is that they do have guards. They generally have 2 guards. One stays. Well, they both kind of stay inside the house, but one will come out and walk around the grounds, probably once an hour during the day. At night, that gets to be way less. There's 4 servants, at least 4 servants that work in the house. A cook, 2 handmaidens, and a butler. It seems that the handmaidens and the butler will leave sometime after dark. And they live somewhere else in the district, or probably in the lower city. But the cook seems to stay.
You know what? We might be able to talk to the maids or the butler if they stay in the lower city. We might be able to like bribe them to leave a door unlocked or something, so we don't have to break directly in.
And you
Like leave a second story window
Right.
open.
you can try, but again, if you
The more we talk,
the more you talk, and also you don't know what these servants' connections with the cult is either.
I was gonna say if you're connected to a cult and you're that powerful of a family, like your servants probably are like they're probably either really terrified of you or doing everything they can to be a part of what you're doing for
This
like
is a good
the-
point. Should I just be the monk? Can you just be the rogue?
I don't think that's just rogue thinking though. I think that's
No,
just like
I'm just joking. Like, you played a rogue on Sunday, and now you're like, here's all the ideas about extortion and about bribery, and this is why I would not
I
question
just
this
watched
character.
a lot of like I feel like similar plot lines and like other like facets, you know what I mean? Like break-ins and stuff. It all kind of works the same.
You've been
way.
watching a lot of true crime.
Dude, I'm
I
obsessed
know.
with true crime. It's my thing. Like
All right.
Taylor and I like jail shows, Locked Up Raw. We can watch that shit for hours.
So, we all good with everything you know?
mhm.
So, there's a good possibility that when these folks leave, that the servants are going to still be there. The guards are probably going to still be there. It looks like they, from what you've seen, they don't seem to have like a time off. Like, one will probably leave the house once a day around noon, and like it rotates every other day. Yeah.
I thought you said the guards walk around, one walks around the house hourly during the day.
Right, but I'm talking about leaving the house. I'm talking like them having personal lives.
So we're going to need to deal with at least 2 guards some way, either sneaking past them or dealing with them.
Well, we could probably, if we come across them, I imagine. Hopefully we could disarm them fairly easily.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing you said about the servants.
Yeah.
If they're working for a cult,
Well, we don't have
Yeah.
to talk to them. I just mean, like, I feel confident that we could,
like,
well, I'm just
kill-
saying.
this is
there's no
kind of like
reason
an
to-
all or nothing gamble. Like if you go in there and like say you get caught by servants or the guards and you have to take them out or knock them unconscious or kill them,
Yeah.
it's obvious going to be that someone broke in the house. What you're hoping for is to get that proof.
Mhm.
If you walk out of that house with that proof, it doesn't matter what you did in there. You won.
So you don't want to row the boat directly into the middle of the day to the ship.
It worked, didn't it? No confrontation.
There was no confrontation. That's very true.
Well, I mean, there was some. Anyway.
That was unavoidable.
Well, yeah,
those
Yeah.
guys. The hiding bandits.
Is this a Ghost of Saltmarsh and Cardinal Bond crossover? That's
Yeah.
happening right now?
So, you guys are in the upper city. It is the day of the gala. It's kind of starting to get towards evening, but the sun's still up. It's still day. The gala is supposed to start an hour before sunset, but probably only like the real go-getters are going to be there at that time. Everyone else is going to be fashionably late.
The alcoholics.
But you guys are all up in the upper city. You're nearby, so you can kind of see the manor, but you're not, obvious sitting there waiting.
I would probably be in a pretty good mood because this is the first time Erevar's been able to walk around. Like I know it costs money or whatever, but it's kind of neat to be like, hey, I'm gonna hide. Or be somebody's servant.
2 carriages are pulled up, probably like right at the hour to sunset, and they're getting prepared and just kind of waiting outside. About 45 minutes into the sunset, like 15 minutes till when the sun dips. The first group of people come out of the house, and that looks to be, from what your descriptions are, Adamos, Chrysanthe, Trellin with Werner.
Who's the
So
impact?
Stas is still inside the house, and possibly Konstantinos and Kaladora.
And Isabella, yeah. So just Adamos, Chrysanthe, Trellin, and Werner have gone into the first carriage. And the first carriage, it sits there for a while as they, get established and get the baby put in. And,
Let's do it. Let's take Adamos out.
and then it pulls away. Clop, 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 clop.
And I would assume too that Arya wouldn't communicate to, like, say we didn't catch everybody walk out, she would communicate who was missing, right?
Well, we know who's missing.
You can't communicate with her.
No, I know, but like
But-
if she was at the party and she noticed that somebody was missing, she'd be like, she would say something.
Maybe.
Because what if we missed it? What if they were like, go another way or use the catacombs and come up and pop? I don't know.
That's why we're staying outside their house all day.
I know.
Yeah.
Saying they could go. I don't. Never mind.
So
About
stake out.
30 minutes after sunset, Isabella and Stas come out. And it looks like, Isabella's in a amazing gown, looking regal, and Stas is like set up. He's got a sash, he's got a sword on his side, and he's like escorting his aunt,
Gotcha.
type of thing. And they head out, and they get into the second carriage, and that carriage pulls away.
So who were we missing at this point?
Konstantinos and Kaladora have not left the house
Without-
yet.
Okay.
You're not sure if they're in the house.
It's true.
We should have put a tail on them.
Why don't we give it? Damn it, we didn't. That would have been a really good use of the Revelers Union too. Would be tailing, or even talking. Well, no, I don't want to talk to anybody else. We should wait at least a little bit to see if Constantine and Kalador come out. If they don't, then I think we should make our move.
This party's probably going to be like at least 3-4 hours long.
Oh, it's going to go all night.
Only an hour has gone by
Yeah.
so far. What, 30 minutes and
It's a half hour into sunset, and this party is not like it's obviously not going to end at midnight. It's going to go 2, 3, 4 in the morning,
but not for Christmas.
but not for everyone.
Yeah.
There's going to be cycles of people.
So we could probably afford to like keep
We
watch
can-
for like
we
at
can
least
hang-
another hour.
We can hang out a little bit longer.
That's what I was saying.
So,
We'll just continue staking up for an hour.
About 50 minutes after
50 or 15?
50, about 50 minutes, because you said wait another hour.
Mm-hmm.
After the second carriage left, there's kind of a mass exodus. You see the cook, the butler, the 2 handmaidens, and one of the guards all leave.
I thought the cook lived there. Interesting.
But it looks like they're gonna take
Both
the time.
handmaidens?
Pretty much all 4 of the servants and 1 of the guards head out. And
Uh-oh.
Now's the time.
What about the butler?
No, now's not the
the
time.
butler, yeah,
Now's
The butler's
time.
gone too?
butler.
So there's 1 guard left.
There's 1 guard left. That's and possibly the twins.
Here's the issue now. If these guys are all like, it might mean that they don't know about this, and that now is the time for them to be acting as the cult stuff. There might be people coming from the undercellar right now, but there's no way to know.
Or they know what our next move is and they're enticing us to go
We've
in and
asked-
feel
yeah.
safe, and then
Like
the
we've
assassins
asked-
are going to pop out of the wall and murder us all.
Like we've asked just enough people for them to be alerted.
Okay.
Well, the only way to do it would be to sneak in. So, I mean, I suggest 2 routes at least for looking. So
You guys go first.
You go
and
check
me.
out the mock
No,
closet
you
again.
and I.
No.
that
You-
wasn't a bar, fucker.
You and Maeve are rolling perception
Okay.
for entryways as being the group's less savory folks.
Perception.
Yep.
17.
All right. You spot almost right away that, like, up on one of the buildings, like, again, these are those kind of brownstone mansions. They have multiple roof, like, areas and little balconies and windows that come out. One of the balcony windows on one of the steeped side roofs has been is open a little bit. It's ajar.
Actually, skinny that to him.
Okay.
You're climbing. He's a climbing fool.
No, I
He is a
get it.
climate fool.
I would probably give him instruction like, hey, if you can get up there and get in, you can let us in. Is there a back door? Is there a front door?
There's a front door, there's a back door, there's a side door.
Yeah, you can
Or you
come
can climb up there and put a rope and you can all climb up.
There you
But
go.
that's kind of it. With a rope going up there, you'd really have to keep a lookout to see if there's guard from the road and the next door that can see you type
or
of thing.
Maybe like go towards the
Or
back.
just let me go into the house by myself
You
and try
should-
to sneak around.
That's
Fuck
what I
it.
think you should.
What's the worst that could happen?
I'll
You
go
could
with
get
you.
jumped
I
by
just-
2 assassins.
I didn't say you were
That is probably the worst thing that could
By
happen.
yourself, and actually most of the time you're stuck with me. I'm just telling you, hey, I see a window.
I see a wall.
I see sweat dripping. No.
To all these, the lad fall.
Okay.
Oh,
What is the
thank
plan?
God.
Well, I think you and I should get up there and try to unlock something
How far is this window from where we are?
It's like 4 stories up.
that you don't want to try to climb that shit.
I wasn't going to try to climb it. Just think we could just face step into it.
You just want to go in the.
No, I wouldn't
No.
first lose like the
Just
Kool-Aid
joking.
man. I mean,
Oh yeah!
Also, just going back, like, you guys are still both kind of like, this may not be the time to go in, right?
No, I'm actually saying.
Because I'm the one that was like, this sounds like the time when people left. You both were like, no. Like,
Well, so-
this could
no,
be
no.
a trap. This could
So
be blah,
here's
blah.
here's the issue: is that if we're gonna do it, the least number of people that are ever gonna be in the house is right now.
That's why I thought this would be the time.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm telling you, I saw a window up there that's open. We could probably make it into it, or if you want to run by yourself, or if you want me to go up there by myself, I'll do any of these things.
We
And
never
Think of
said-
mansions like this, very vertical, with like multiple little steeple things up here, and basically on the side.
That's an easy climb, though.
Oh, the super
That's
easy
exactly
climb.
what I
for
was
you,
picturing.
Absolutely.
everything's easy for you to
Right.
climb. You can climb a wet wall right now.
what?
I don't know if I'm climbing a wet wall.
We
I'm
weren't
just saying
disagreeing that saying that we shouldn't go in. We were just saying like this could potentially be what's happening, but we still think it's the time to go in.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Jelly bean. Interesting music right now.
What is a
Yeah,
jelly bean?
sorry.
Alright, so
He's feeling better, by the way, obviously.
I guess at this point, like, because this is based off of his and Maeve's perception, right?
That's like the easiest, most obvious entry to this house. You could go around, so you'd have to jump the fence, go through the gardens, and start checking individual doors and windows. But right from outside, without even having to break the boundary yet, you can see that there's a way in.
Not to mention that this is an interesting attack because we can get in from the top and work our way down.
I can move quickly and I could get up there. The question is,
easy.
does anyone...
I'll come with you.
Are you... Okay.
Are you sure you want to take the first open window you see and not like check in for a more subtle like lower entrance?
That's the rogue found that window.
Okay.
And also like...
You also died in the last game, so...
Doing something you shouldn't have been doing. That wasn't very rogue of him.
Also, the family as a whole doesn't know that like people may be out there to get them.
We don't think so.
You don't know that though. They could be a very communicative.
I'm just saying,
family.
Werner doesn't know shit.
So, Erevar will...
Inspiration.
Alright, inspiration.
That gives me erudition, dog.
Alright, well, you mark it.
It's like
You
your
take care
second
of it
erudition.
yourself.
So Erevar would probably tell you then, like, this is what I think is the best bet. I'm going to head that way. Do you want to come with me? Or do you guys have a better idea?
Your
We can
perception.
buy something
So
if
you
you want.
perceive no other.
Or you can learn thieves' camp with the rest
of
other
them.
than walking through the front.
First
door.
off, we stick
I'll
this out
probably wait till
for a
next
day and a
session
half,
at
maybe
this
2
point,
days.
but-
Okay, go. Let's go. It's fine.
Alright,
Honestly,
so
you guys.
We can throw a rope down, you can come right up behind us.
But there's still have to hop a fence to get to the climbing part, right? And go through the gardens.
So I
Correct.
think that 2 people should at least go in first, and then 1 person should sneak in a little bit and like look around, and then
Perfect.
signal for the other people. To
You
be able to
and
go.
May should go in first and get yourself hidden, and then we'll climb afterwards.
No.
Wait,
no,
what?
no.
I'm just kidding.
No.
You guys go into the
You-
yard. We go into the yard. We climb up. You climb up.
You go in first.
All right.
I'll be right behind you. Through the gardens and everything, you make sure it's clear, and then I can climb up quick.
Right, so you're
I'll sneak around and look around.
Yeah, you're gonna case the grounds from the inside, it seems like.
Stealth.
Alright, stealthy, yes.
26.
What did you take for your new spell?
I took a Zephyr Strike,
Ooh, gust of wind.
which would increase my speed if I used it, but I have to use it on like somebody.
You can use it on yourself. Pretty sure.
Really?
Zephyr Strike. Is that a first level?
It might be, because I didn't really like all the second level spells.
Oh, there's some good ones.
But it's a bonus action too. I move like
Yeah,
the
it's a
wind.
self, yeah. Mm-hmm. Doesn't provoke a charge once the spell ends, you can give yourself advantage on an attack. Huh. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's a concentration though.
I know. But it's only 1 minute.
Yeah.
So
But
it's
you
like,
can't do Hunter's Mark at the same time. Can't have them both up. Alright.
He doesn't approve of your choice.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool spell.
my choices weren't all that grand, honestly.
What I missed the most about our Dragon Bond campaign is we were starting to roll into the 30s a little bit. We'd be like, "Did you for your stealth?" 31. You're like, what? That's amazing.
I know our pluses are so
Alright, so
great at a 10th level.
Maeve blesses you before you go in, so you have advantage on stealth.
Witness
So-
then.
So, alright. I got 26 still.
Okay. I'm not going to make you roll to climb a fence. Anyone can climb a fence. So you climb a fence, you get in the inside, you sneak around. The grounds.
And they do it quietly.
The grounds are empty at the moment. It's pretty nice gardens, well maintained. There's several, like I said, there's several entrances to the house. Main one, back one, side one that probably goes into the kitchen.
Yeah.
All of the windows on the bottom floor are barred from the outside. So they have bars on them. All the curtains are drawn on the main floor, so you can't tell if there's any light or anything coming in. It's pretty heavy curtains. Otherwise, you don't see any lighting from any of the rooms, obviously. Some of the higher story windows are curtained, and some of them aren't. Like, don't have like the drapes pulled, just like the flimsy curtain. So you would be able to see light in those if they were. But it seems like everything's dark.
And as far as we know, there's only one guard and maybe the 2 young ones, maybe. Because we don't
That's
know
what-
where they're at.
If the 2 young ones are in there, that should technically be all that's there, is that one guard and those people.
Exactly.
But we don't
And
know
a
anything else.
no, wait.
We also ran into assassins in the basement, so we're not super sure what's going on. Or not in this basement, but yeah, it looks like, the way it's clear, it looks like this window is open.
I think we can expect a surprise.
Get
Can't
ready for a
expect surprise.
surprise.
I mean, come on, this family's not gonna leave their whole house with one butler and one guard. Or sorry, I don't know why I think the butler's there.
Yeah, one guard.
The one guard. Nice.
What's that?
It was Xernax's bonus to stealth, which is plus a 13. Yeah.
So pretty much unless he rolled...
And he rolled with
natural
advantage.
one, like,
Actually,
he was
technically,
good.
yeah, he did. He rolled with advantage for every
'Cause his
stealth check,
boots.
too. It was ridiculous.
Alright, so
Never failed
he's
the stealth.
basically signaling me to
Yep.
go ahead and come forward and...
Stealth.
Let's...
Stealth.
Oh no.
I mean, there's still traffic on the street and neighbors.
I used my inspiration. I can't give you anymore. I
He has
lied on
inspiration
the
of his
screen.
own.
Oh, well then fucking... You can
So
sneak.
my stealth isn't terrible.
He has a ranger. He's got stealth.
Especially when I roll a 19, it's gonna be a 24.
All right.
Plus, yeah, plus 5's not bad for stealth, actually, if you're not a rogue.
So you climb over the fence, head in, meet up with him underneath the wall that leads up to that open window.
And my walking speed is updated. Just wanted to see if it
Did you click on it? Click on it.
I can click on it, but it definitely says 35. Swimming and climbing 35.
All your swimming, climbing, and walking speed are all the same. And that's all indicated on
Nutty,
this.
yeah, like,
He's like,
damn it.
you know, if you've seen like in like Legolas, when as he climbs up the elephants and things like that, like that's what he's
I
doing.
think of them like shitty Shaolin movies where they're just like, they just like they appear on top.
All right, so you heading up? Heading up. All right, I'm not gonna make you roll. It's easy climb, and you have a lot of speed at it. So you get up to that little tiny balcony with it's kind of like window. It's open. It's like it's almost window door type of thing.
Can I peek in?
Peek in. There's a couple
It's very good of you. I'm so proud of my
curtains,
little rogues.
like light curtains blowing in the wind, and the drapes have been pulled off to the side, so you can peer around that and look in. It looks to be it's a bedroom and a nursery.
You're in Warner's room.
So there's like a queen bed, 4-poster, really nice, vanity and wardrobe. But then there's also a cradle or crib with a trunk with probably children's clothing and other things necessary and all that and all this stuff. So it looks like
So I'm possibly
So it looks
hanging
like
out in
Chrysanthemum-
Krellin and Chrysanthemum's room with Werner.
I should go through their stuff.
that's what you're here to do. So
Well, if that's the prerogative right away, though. Obviously, I could see a door out
Mhm.
of this room.
yep, there's 2 doors. One that seems like it would go deeper, like into the house, so probably to a hallway. But there also is a door along the wall that looks like it would go to the next room.
Go deeper.
Let's check the one that looks like it would go to a hallway.
Okay. So you walk through the room, and you're going to open the door and look out there.
Do I need to check for traps?
You can if you want.
Not
you
a rogue, but I
haven't
mean-
signaled to him to come up yet, right? Like you're looking real
That's
quick for
true.
yourself.
Yeah, and so, like, I might expect this door would be trapped, so I'd probably just, like,
Right,
open
I'm gonna
it
need
and
to
look in the hallway.
You're gonna
Make
rogue this
a
place, huh?
stealth roll for being in the house and trying to move around and open doors
Really?
stealthily.
Did you roll a 20?
15.
Oh, what was it?
So if you can, so you go up and you open the door. Yes, it is. It's a hallway. It looks like it opens up to a hallway where there's immediately a stairway down because like you're at the corner of the house.
This is like my best
So the
one.
stairway comes right up and into this door, and then the hallway goes to your left, down the rest of the house, probably to the other rooms that you see windows for outside.
But so I don't see, like, anyone active when I'm looking about.
You don't hear or see anything. There doesn't seem to even be any lights on that are bright enough to get up to this. Like, so there's no light coming from the floor below you in the stairwell that you're seeing. There's no light coming down from that hallway.
Okay.
On the window, you hear it.
At this point, I would probably
Like throwing rocks.
close the door quietly as I just opened it, and then go back out and signal to Erevar.
You're
Like,
not going to check the other room?
not yet.
All right. You get signaled to come up.
Throw the rope.
Does he need a rope to
Do I
climb?
need?
Oh my
do
God,
I
I
need
can
a
only
rope? I
assist
feel like
you.
I wouldn't need a
Jesus.
rope.
What's your athletics?
I don't need the rope. I'm just saying it would help. Fine, I'll go without the rope because Jorah me.
Plus 4.
Yeah, you wouldn't need a rope. Maeve is probably the only one that's a risk factor here.
13.
You don't need a rope.
Oh, I just go up the
Yeah.
side of it. Oh, you said it was an easy climb. That's right.
It's an easy climb for the
So
burglary
once
type.
I'm in, I would probably ask for a skinny, like, what have you done? What is going on? I mean, what have you heard? What have you seen? That kind of stuff.
Well, I guess if that's how it went down, then I would
Be
tell
skinny
him,
with
like, hey,
skinny.
You fulfill my skinny request.
yeah.
All right, there you go. So I've seen what he's seen.
I said, I probably would have maybe checked the other door while you were climbing up, but
Okay, yeah,
You
if
can
you want
do
to do that.
yeah.
So you want to go try to open that one?
You want me to roll another stealth check?
No. Sorry, the first one he'll do it. It opens up, and it opens up into a bedroom. You see a king-size bed in here. There's a... It's not a vanity, but it was like a wardrobe, a standing mirror, wash station, and all this stuff. The things that are around on this area, there's a desk, a writing desk. This seems very man things, where the room you're in with the nursery seems very woman things and child things. So it seems that Chrysanthe stays
in
with
here,
Werner, and then
Trellin.
Trellin probably stays in this other room.
So I would probably suggest to you that we're looking for documents that might tie them to this. We're looking for relics like signet rings, the missives, anything that might say that this family is attached to what it is we're trying to investigate. And do we want to bring the girls up, or do we want to hang out for a second without clomping around with the arms out, knocking shit off shelves?
But
I mean, I figure at this point, like, as far as we know, we're in here alone. No one knows we're here.
There's
we
nobody out in
can
the
start
hallway.
investigating these rooms.
We can at least get these two. There's nobody in the hallway. There's neither in any of these rooms.
Yeah.
There's no light coming in. We're fucking alone. You've passed your stealth check,
So I figure at this
Yeah, but
point,
if something does happen, and then it's gonna take me and Maeve like at least one round of whatever to get up there. So we
throw
don't-
the rope out, but don't signal them to come up yet. Maybe even say like, "Hey, don't do it yet."
Only Maeve needs the rope.
and you probably shouldn't have a rope hanging out there for like a guard to walk by and go, huh?
Yeah.
My rope
Like-
is invisible.
I think we should come up.
You think we should what?
I think that me and Maeve should.
Just head it up on up there. Too bad you're not with us. You can't make the decision.
Sure.
Well, I mean, they can make a decision of, do we want to just let those guys be up there bumbling around, or do we want to head up now?
that's true. They technically could make the decision to climb up by themselves.
I feel like I would climb up,
All right.
but
Can she hold Maeve and still go up?
only if I put my arms out.
And you could probably help her up, like stay next to
Well,
her
that's
and
fine.
just help her. So, all right.
Roll a bumbling and shit.
Roll first for stealth to get over the fence and not make a ruckus.
What?
Yeah.
She
That's what I'm saying in
will.
my head. I'm like, we're
She
in,
will
we're
bless
quiet,
you
let's do this.
before you guys head in, so you now have advantage on stealth.
Don't you remember last session? Lordo was like the best tactician.
23.
Hey, she's come up with some really good ideas so far.
Okay, you dick. 23.
No, I wasn't being a dick
Both
this
you
time.
and her got 23.
You're just like this right here. All of this is information that you got from asking a couple of questions. So that's not bad at all.
It takes you some time. It's going to take you a couple turns to get Maeve up there. Like, she is not a confident climber or very athletic at all. So that's going to give these guys some turns to do what they want
Can we
up
do some
there.
investigating?
Absolutely.
Investigations roll or do you want
Perception.
Perception.
So perception is to see and find things. Investigation is to deduce what those things mean.
Yeah, I'm totally good with perception. Though.
Yeah.
Why is it blue?
Why-
Because
Do I get advantage on that?
No,
or-
it's because it was one of the things you picked because we're using the alternate rules for the ranger that aren't in this, you got expertise in it essentially, which doubled the proficiency.
Right.
But since it's not part of your core character, it highlights it just to show, like, if you try to take this to a game store, someone will be like, what the fuck is this? You're messing with your character sheet.
Right. You want to roll first?
For stealth?
Perception.
Oh,
Perception. Like, we're stealth. You and I are quietly looking around at this point. It's just what we find.
Show us the tactics.
Tactics.
23.
8.
Okay. You found the water closet.
Yeah, I pee.
Do you flush?
No, that's too loud.
Good
So
for
do
you.
Do you pee?
Look at you, almost thinking like a
Like,
road.
do you pee outside of the water?
No.
They
Like
probably
on the
have that
edge of the
kind of
bowl.
plumbing.
Yeah, dude, I'm a stealth peer in real life. I'm stealth pee in my characters.
So up here, there's another room that seems to be just like a playroom for the child. There's 2 guest bedrooms on the inside of the hallway. Like, so the stairways come up here, starts heading down, and then doors are on either side after that initial stairway. Couple guest bedrooms, and it looks like that's kind of it up here. There's also a den, which looks like it's been set up almost like a dining room.
You said there was a writing desk in Trevelyan's room. Can we look around at that? Can I search that thing?
Yeah. With these search checks, with your perception, this is also for searching.
Okay.
You don't find anything that what you're looking for
Anything
in that.
pertinence to like,
Mainly, Trellin's writing desk has a lot of business on it, like lots of manifests and spreadsheets of costs and payments and things to stuff.
It's a ledger.
It's a ledger for because Chrysanthe is a businesswoman. She's the one that is running not the mines themselves that the Janeth family owns, but where those minerals are going and what guilds and what craftsmen are buying their ores and things like that. So it's all business up here.
All right.
Alright, so at this point I would probably...
Check behind the pictures. Just kidding.
By the time you guys have looked through these rooms and not found anything of too importance, you two get up there. If there's anything specific you want to look at, let me know. But you got a shitty one. So what you looked at, you didn't get anything from. But the rooms you looked through, you're pretty certain that there's nothing untoward or what you're looking for in them.
I'm basically skinning that at least to Erevar.
Okay.
Before these two get up there, they're like, I don't think anything is... These two and the infant are not in on it, this stuff. From what I can tell.
So, I have a question for you, Erevar. There's stuff here. There's some jewelry. There's some, coins and cases. Are you forsaking this for the sake of the mission, or are you pocketing some things?
I don't want to go overboard, but there's no way I can't. So, I don't want it to look like you get robbed, but I'm robbing it.
Yeah, try to go deep into the jewelry cabinets and get the stuff that they don't seem to use that often.
Enough of it to make money off of it.
We'll call it for right now. You can add 30 gold to your character, and that's 30 gold worth of jewelry and trinkets and some coins that you're immediately going to go fence.
Gotcha.
So.
Alright, so do we, so my search included these guest bedrooms and everything, so everything connected right here.
Right. Everything, this is the
Loft,
we'll call it
the apartments.
The north wing of the top floor. So this is like, you saw those things, like it's one roof this way and one roof that way on either side, and then they kind of meet in the middle. This doesn't go around, it's blocked. The last door is the water closet, but it's just, you come up the stairs and it's one dead-end hallway with this little microcosm, and this looks to be Chrysanthe's section of the house. Her kid's playroom, a little dining room, spare bedrooms for her probably
We
use.
should definitely move into the next one.
So I definitely like skinny to the ladies now that like, all right, there's nothing here of the evidence that we need. We need to move further in the house.
All right.
I'll lead the way. This is from Sherlock Holmes with Bendy Back Cumbersnooge.
This is atmosphere stealth.
Mm-hmm.
So you head down the stairs. These stairs kind of go down, hook in,
You can't
and
go to another wing on this top floor?
no, not from the top.
Okay,
This
gotcha.
dead ends. This is just
Gotcha.
one
That's fine.
self-contained
Just
wing.
making sure.
Down the main stairs, it hooks around and it kind of meets up in the middle at a landing. This landing has 2 more stairways to go to the true next floor, because this is a half floor, essentially you're halfway down. But it also will allow you to go up to the north wing of the upstairs.
This description of this feeding off stairway is very similar to something we did in Castle Never.
Mm-hmm.
When we saw the ghosts, we came down the weird
Yep.
devil thing. Anyway.
Everyone make me perceptions as you're on that landing, deciding where to go next.
We did this one, haven't even started it.
What'd you get?
14.
What'd you get?
21.
What'd you get?
26.
She doesn't get very good. You both hear very faint, very muffled, very below you, like not just the floor below you, but way down probably. There's a clatter.
Santa Claus.
Okay. So we'd hear it, so I would say, "Did you hear that?" And then I would tell you guys what and describe the sound.
So there's somebody in the house. We kind of anticipated
Well,
that.
yeah.
Well, I'm
At
just
least
saying,
that
that's what
one
I'm saying,
guard
yeah.
was not accounted for.
I'll just say that I'm
And those
voicing the
twins.
opinion. Like, we kind of knew there were going to be people here. Let's
Oh.
explore this floor while we have the chance.
So just, everyone just be careful, be quiet as you can, because there's someone in the house, so we don't want to get...
Second row of stealth checks.
No, not yet. So you want to go up to the wing, the last top floor wing?
Part of me doesn't feel like there's anything up there, but I can't leave it unturned. Like, we have to.
I mean, we can unturn it as like our last resort on the way out, assuming we take
The same way,
The same way.
which may not be the case.
Well, let's at least scope it then. Like, I'll go
Wait,
ahead
so
and
what
make
we
sure
did, we
it's-
came from this area,
Well,
we
most
went
likely
down some
be
stairs, and then we're
somebody
going to
else's
go
wing
up
of the
some stairs
house.
to the
Like
other...
you're-
Right. So, like, let's say this is that top floor. So this is that hallway with all the rooms and the water closet at the end. There's a stairway that goes down, and it kind of comes this way, and it meets at a landing here. It's not a full story down yet. You're only half. You're not into the next story. From there are 2 stairways down to the next floor. But there's also another stairway that goes up on this side of the house to the mirror of what you were just in. So, like,
We might as well check out the other...
It's like this. There's a landing right here. These stairs come down. These stairs
Probably
come
this
down.
way.
These stairs
But-
go down. These stairs go down.
stairs go down here,
I totally get what you're saying.
landing there, stairs up
We
to
just
this,
keep
and
asking
up to that.
questions for fun then.
And then there's stairs down to the next floor from there. So
Right.
it's like, a big U to get between these 2 wings of the top floor wings,
I want to go up to the
which
next
are...
floor. If you guys want to stand guard on the landing, that might help.
like,
I
it's
don't know if I
it's
wanna
this
necessarily stand
this
guard as I
floor
want
and
to, like,
this floor. So
Maybe,
like,
like,
starting there and
myself
starting
back
there,
into the shadows
where
and
this
wait,
doesn't
like,
exist.
Well, that's kind of what like standing guard would be like. You can
Yeah.
post up on the top of those stairs looking down onto the landing, or go down the landing and go up to the other's floor. Because worst comes to worst, we can just shout. And if we get caught anyway, we
It's
get
your
caught.
go-to is just to be like, it's happening.
So are you splitting the party and going to that other wing, or you're not?
She
I'm going
she
with
doesn't
them,
really necessarily
for
want to
sure.
go to the other wing, so she's gonna.
I feel like me and Maeve would go to like the entrance of that wing and kind of wait there and let them
Maeve also wants to look at the wing. She's like, she doesn't want to, the thief in her, she doesn't want to leave anything untouched as you go through. That's her.
I
But
don't
if you
wanna
want to, like,
look
just
at
go
it.
up and wait and let
you
them
can
look.
just stay at the top of the stairs.
Okay.
So you guys all head up to that side of the wing, that next wing. This one, when you enter up there, there's a door right across, just like the one you were coming from. So there's a room right there. Also goes down to more rooms, but it looks like this dead end, or not, doesn't dead end. It ends and turns left. So where this one was completely contained, it looks like this one is got the other part of it. So the U of the top floor is complete here.
Gotcha. Well, let's check that first room.
Stealths and perceptions for anyone that's moving.
So stealth first?
Yes, stealth first. She blesses you.
Me?
Yes.
What does that mean?
You can roll with advantage.
Well, okay.
She got an 18.
Stealth?
Yes.
It's gotta be 22.
22?
For the stealth?
Yes.
29.
Okay.
Almost hit that 30.
Almost
hit
all
that
right.
30.
So now perceptions to go through the place.
Oh.
Unfortunate.
Is he still blessed for that roll?
Yeah. It's only for stealth rolls. It's the trickster.
14.
Yes. Okay. This area.
I got a 12. So.
Yeah, she got a 14, you got a 14, she got a 12, so you ain't finding shit up here, which is good because this place looks completely unused. All of these rooms, if they have any furniture in them, they're covered with, dust covers. There's like just random stuff stacked in corners. This looks like people used to live here. Now we just don't have enough family members living here to support it. So they just let it kind of gather some dust. And that's all the way down and back. Like the back has a nice big long room kind of back there, probably for gatherings, but it's on the top floor. So it's kind of weird. The other ones were probably bedrooms, dens, libraries, whatever. They're all unused.
That would be
gathering dust.
A withdrawing room. A drawing room is some place on the ground floor that guests can shutter. A withdrawing room is a place for the family to separate themselves temporarily or bring private guests up. So that's what a withdrawing
room. All right. That's the top floor.
Well, we'll take a note of that. I got an idea for that place. So let's move on down to the landing, and then it goes both ways. Let's start on the north end where we came up, so that we can kind of catch everything in the same order. If you guys are down with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. It's not much of a choice because whichever way you go, they both end onto a landing. So this floor looks a little bit more open. So it has up going all the way to the front of the house. It has ground. It seems like this is just a big great room in the front. So the two stairs come down, big open area with windows that look out the front. Carpeted. There's settees and chairs. Looks like just like a little family lounge up here on the third floor where you can watch the sunset or whatever. There's rooms off of that. 2 rooms on either corner of the house that they're not doors. They're sliding doors, essentially. They're not hinged doors. So like and then going back into the house, there's 2 hallways back. So it looks like there's one big room kind of in the middle of everything. There's doorways into it. And then there's some smaller doorways along the sides.
Jesus.
Welcome to the lifestyles of the rich and famous.
All right, this is a large amount of rooms.
So now you're breaking out and searching?
Well, it's obviously we probably wouldn't find anything like in the parts of the house where they would entertain anybody.
It would
so
be
we should try to go deeper into the...
I feel like it's silly to ignore the fact that they've got desks and writing materials and areas and couches and fireplaces, like...
Yeah, but why would, if they were part of a cult, why would, like, in parts of the house where they entertain guests, why would they just leave anything that would be...
Well, they're parts of a cult right now, and they're hiding in plain sight. Why not put your parchments behind stuff, like put them in vases, put them behind pictures, that kind of stuff?
Okay, we can still check.
Alright, perceptions for anyone that's searching.
Lord, I was like, I'm not even searching.
Sorry.
She's like, I don't believe in searching these things.
That's not my role. I just beat people up.
What you get?
Damn, 26. I'm getting close to those 30s, man. All I had to do was say it out
23.
loud, I think.
She got a...
I would like my search to
11.
include valuable goods.
Okay. So the two rooms in the corners, one's like a drawing room. The other one seems to be like a trophy room, but it's not in use. There's some heads on walls with dust covers over them. Another room that's just kind of whatever it used to be, not used anymore. Searching through all in the drawing room, like the bookshelves and the desks and all the things in there, the liquor cabinet, turns up nothing that would give you any substantial evidence what you're looking for. Going back into the place, that big room in the middle, the doors to it are locked. All the other doors on the side seem to be spare bedrooms, offices, dens, or storage.
Can I check that door for trap/sounds?
Absolutely.
Can I combine them?
Yeah, sure.
What did you just roll?
16?
Looks clear.
Alright. Alright, well, 16 is pretty good. The average roll is 10, so 16 is still pretty high up. Let's pick that fucking lock.
Okay.
And that is...
Why are you looking at me like that? Inspiration of the rotatable candelabra to resist people pulling its left
resist.
help hide the secret passage. All right.
Should I just take that inspiration?
No.
No, I know.
He paid for it.
I don't...
It's inspiration for me for you to not find secret passages.
Gotcha. So this is going to be my dexterity plus proficiency then?
Dexterity plus proficiency plus the d20. Yes. Because you are proficient in thieves' tools, and they go off dexterity.
What is the proficiency bonus?
It should be at the top of your character sheet. It's
Plus
3.
3.
Oh, right there. Done. 7. Alright. 10.
Yeah, tools are skills you carry around, and if
Yeah.
you're proficient with them, you get that proficiency bonus.
I have a 10 total, which is not enough to pick this lock. And it's the end of the evening. You guys should give me your inspiration.
You can have mine, bud.
Thank you. 21.
All right. You pick the lock and open up the door to
Traps.
traps.
What did you say?
Nothing.
What did you say?
So it was a bad idea.
No way.
I
This is what Rogan's all about.
Adamos's bedroom.
Is he there?
he
No.
locks his bedroom, that dirty old man.
That means because there's stuff in here. Alright.
It is a massive bedroom, 4-poster bed. It's got its own fireplace and den, a water
There
closet.
You go. There you have inspiration.
Hey!
The previous inspiration away.
And the magic of friendship.
Robert, you gotta come back and play with us sometime.
Now that he's moved, no more excuses. Well, except for that you live so fucking far away.
That's not a good excuse.
All right. You gonna search this place?
Hell yeah, I'm gonna search this place.
Okay.
Super carefully.
Everyone that's searching?
We are going to search this place. Perceptions?
Perceptions.
Lord is all about searching all of a sudden.
This was a bad idea.
That's
Search.
off.
Bad idea. I'm going to search though.
21.
26.
I only got 14.
And she got a 20. All right, so you guys are searching through this place. There's a lot of wealth in here. There's a lot of history. He's got a set of armor there, a sword from his days as a knight, trophies on the walls, paintings of himself, all kinds of stuff, memorabilia in glass cases and things like that from his long and storied life. You can swipe another 50 gold worth of things that may not be missed if you want down there, Arovar.
I got it.
All right. But as you're looking through all this and not finding anything that will tie them to a cult, you hear someone coming upstairs.
Shut the door and lock it.
What?
That's how it was when we fucking came
I
in,
know,
so we
it's fine,
should.
so now we have to fucking hide quickly.
I mean,
So
But you're in the room.
no, I get that.
Yeah.
Now we need to hide, like under the bed or like
Can
in
you
the
lock
chimney
it from
or
the
shit like that.
inside?
Yes. Yeah.
I would hope so, because
Mhm.
that's how it was.
We should lock it and hide.
You already locked it.
You
Now
already,
we're
you already
hiding
locked
it.
You shut the door and
Now we-
locked it.
I
like-
said
now
we
we-
should. I didn't
No,
say
you
I
said-
ran
you
over there.
said-
You didn't say we should. You
Yes,
said
I
shut the
know.
door and lock it.
Okay, but that's what I meant. Like,
All
we
right.
should.
You did it.
So, you guys hiding?
It's happening.
Hiding? Hiding? Is that what you're doing?
Oh, drug dealing monkey.
I
Are
don't
you
know.
drunk? Or is he on drugs?
He is who they warned about as kids.
He's who they warned. He's who they warned us about as kids in the word.
Yeah.
Oh God, did.
Okay, is that
So,
what you guys
you
are
hiding?
You've already locked it, so let's hide. We have to.
Hide!
Yeah.
Hide! Quick!
What do we roll
Stuff.
for that?
Stealth.
Why are we hiding?
Huh? Under the bed, behind the
No, I didn't say where. I'm just
Closet.
saying why.
I'm getting
Huh?
so close because
Because that's what Erevar yelled.
Wait,
Everyone hide!
Because like you
Just re-roll
rolled
it
a,
if you
you,
want
you
to.
rolled a 5.
okay, that's what it was.
Your
Because
first
it was
roll,
15.
That's why you
Ah!
went to use your inspiration.
Oh, that's terrible. Because I'm gonna be standing there like, hey.
Hi!
Hide. Take my shirt off. You're like, no. You're just there like, hey, big boy.
So what am I rolling?
That's the
Stealth.
opposite of hiding.
This is fucked up.
Alright, cool.
Nobody could tell if that's a good or a bad thing the way you said that.
What'd you
I got 9.
get? What'd you get?
28.
I also got a 9.
Maeve got an 8. So,
All I had to do was like say the word.
I could
30
use my
and just flip it
inspiration,
all
but
out.
I didn't know why we were hiding in the first place.
alright.
So you're
She's
telling me
really-
my celestial mindful monk rolls a 9 and she's just becomes a dumbass and hides behind a lamppost.
You're
No, it's
just,
just
no,
you do something wrong,
you
like-
think that
I
you're
know.
hidden, but you're not like
I know.
dumbly hidden.
Like you try to hide under the bed and you grab the blanket on accident and pull part of it down. That's what a success without a failure means.
You hear footsteps creaking across the floorboards, walking around the floor up here.
Like there's. Keep going. Sorry.
Over at the door to this room, once you hear the creak, 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 it stops in front of the door, and then the door handle jiggles, and then footsteps carry on.
That was a good high roll.
We're in a locked room. Why would they come in the room? Why are we hiding?
Because if it was fucking Atomos where the jig is up, we've got to kill him and move through the rooms quickly.
Yeah, but I feel like Arya would have been like, Atomos left the party. Like,
You would have been, you'd probably been told at that point. Then you
Like,
hear
it's probably just a guard or something.
Then you hear the footsteps go upstairs. Sounds like on the south side, the unused area.
they're gonna lock the window. Alright. Are we done searching this room?
I hate saying I've got a hard 12:30 tonight, but we've got to stop. Like,
Yep.
I have to be
So-
awake at 6. So
We'll leave it that you're stuck in Atomos' room. There's a guard patrolling. They just went upstairs to the unused wing of the upstairs.
Erevar's super hidden. The rest of us are just kind of like, yeah.
like
Well,
where'd everyone
we're-
go? I was like, I'll never.
And you are in the Janeth family manor.
At least
sneaking
we're making
around.
quick work of it though. We fucking explored the entire top floor in record time. Made a
There's
couple
only
bucks.
2 more stories to go.
I know, but it's okay. We know we can hear the guard moving around, or at least we think it's the guard. This has turned out being a pretty good plan. Actually, we're doing all right.
Also, I can't tell. I guess Robert will only come by if he gets
Your
to
pen,
hit.
Yeah, he saw my
Should
head
have an
shake.
idea.
He saw my head
You
shake.
said no.
I said no. He's got his own.
He doesn't have his own.
Hey, does he? Has his...
Oh, but it's not.
It's a cigarette.
He's
That's what
asking.
this is.
Yeah, he's asking for your other.
Oh.
That's just a e-cigarette.
Yeah, it's his
rather.
knee cigarette. Sorry,
What
bud.
other types of super cool things are there? No way. The only flavor you should have in your fucking e-cigarette is tobacco, because that's what you're trying to mimic anyway.
Yuck.
I'm gonna have a cotton candy burp. Like,
Why wouldn't you want that? You just said it. Now I want a cotton candy burp. Which, because you like,
get a vape pen and pick cotton candy.
or you could just eat cotton candy.
Ugh.
Apparently, you don't like cotton candy.
Both great options.
It's one of the few pure sugar desserts that I don't like. Like, it's cool.
How about circus peanuts?
Oh man, I'll eat those things all day. But like the cotton candy, you're like, oh, nom nom nom. I gotta eat it like that. Like, sometimes I'll take cotton candy and I'll mash it into what looks like a Twinkie and eat it like that. And I'm like, what am I fucking doing? I'm done with this.
So good.
I like jawbreakers.
Everyone else go like licks it half to death until it has like a divot in the middle of it, or do you just like go after it?
No, I would keep it for like months.
Oh god.
I would always wrap it up in a nice Ziploc bag.
I love the way those taste, but every time I saw somebody that had like a 3/4 licked jawbreaker, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with
It was
you?
like an adventure that you like once you start,
You're
you
like,
can't
I wear
stop.
this sock every day because I like the way bacteria builds up on it.
Yeah.
You
And guess
don't?
what? I've been pretty healthy my whole life because
That's all right.
I eat dirt,
I've only been sick last year. So
like jawbreakers for 4
I was
months.
very sick.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
I
you
said
get
normally
sick.
I've done pretty good, but I was really sick last year. I was like, I'm usually pretty healthy, but not this last year. I got fucking pneumonia. And it cracked some of my ribs.
Wham!
That was the end.
Somebody pulled out their tiny violin.
Dude, it was so much worse than I thought it was going to be. I was like, this is fine. And later I was like, this hurts pretty bad. And then like 2 weeks later, I'm like, why does this still fucking hurt? It took 12 days before I could take a full breath without any pain. It was ridiculous. Anyway.
And
On that.
Kaylin, take us out.
Okay.
Okay.
This has been another edition of the Wileyverse. We are here every Wednesday except for next Wednesday because Dane will be gone next Wednesday.
I mean, we could still get together for a stream of
We
something.
can do a one-shot if you want to do next Wednesday.
we'll see. It's a
Talisman.
lot because I have without him. I'll have the animals to take care of, so
Oh my
it might
God,
be a
they
little
can
bit
make
more
it
with
3
him.
hours.
No, because then I work to 9:30. Then what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
Run home and let my dog out and.
Oh, sorry.
All right, fuck
Anyway.
off. Anyway, we're here every Wednesday except for next Wednesday. We'll probably be here on Sunday for another version of Ghost of Salt Marsh on the Mitchellverse. Thanks for coming out, Drug Dealing Monkey, Nabicus, Lord and Savior Ace. What was the
also
other
had,
one that was the
Rotero?
Roteros?
Roteros.
Roteros.
Roteros, there you go. I don't know if we're saying his name right.
Roteros. Rateros.
So I didn't see
He said
it,
something.
too.
Did he say something? No. All right. Roteros, thanks for coming by. It was kind of a slow session because we had to negotiate the reresurrection of Arovar.
And sometimes it's
And
fun to
then
have these
the,
investigation episodes too. They're
It also kind of like completely switch off. Like you had a path to go down, and that dead ended literally. So you had to completely come up with a new plan and a new vector of attack.
You
So
said that a couple times. That's fucking Arovar. The guy's a dick. Like, he brought him back to life, and he was like, "Oh, assassins, appreciate it." Like, that's just how Arovar would have done it. He knew what happened. He feels his guilt. Don't worry. He just will never say it out loud.
he's just going to try to forget this day ever existed.
Yeah, what a guy's right. This is not a, this is kind of a Kmir with a little more skill set.
All right. See you on
Bye.
Sunday.